flankler definitely feels very bullshit for radius, not gonna lie.
I see that.
I'm able to do some funny, retarded shit with it. Ow.
Dude, I feel like I'm not even close to max performing this plane. Like, definitely not at slow speed.
Yeah, we've been flying way too much Hornet and Block 15 like for a whole year.
Yeah.
Might as well switch it up a little bit. Overall, my only choice to kill you is to just bring the fight into radius, because with the Goosey I will not have the ability to just snipe you at all. I have to get like turbo close.
True.
So here I'm basically just trying really hard to try to bait you into radius as much as I can.
I think I can pull in. Ugh. No, missed.
Oh, don't miss. Oh, alright.
Fucking crit.
Oh.
You good?
Oh,
no way.
Oh,
no. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck was that?
Like, this plane can do some really hilarious slow speed bullshit, but you basically just need to stomp the rudder way too fucking much. Like, it's a weird plane, so it doesn't like pulling AOA. You kind of have to force it by all means to whip the nose, so you have to use the rudder if fuck then. The flanker is like you pull the AOA button and you can just pull like a fucking Cobra if you want.
Yeah.
I don't know if you use the Mirage 2000, but it kind of feels like very anemic when it comes to pulling for some reason. It's kind of the same thing.
Could also switch if you want, because
No, I don't mind. I just want to explore this plane a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the SM would do a lot better if you were in it, though.
Yeah, the thing is, this plane relies purely on radius and nothing else, because the flight model is exceptional, but the gun is not. So even if you have like good approaches and whatever, sometimes you cannot make them count because the gun is so garbage.
Yeah. I don't even know how you can aim that shit. It's so slow.
I got a very minor hit, so I'm still 100% flyable.
Of course.
Uh-oh. Oh, I overdid it. Oh yeah. I have like 50 seconds of fuel. I'm gonna have to pull some bullshit in here. Ah, alright, never mind. So this thing still has like a little bit of the energy retention bullshit of Eurocanars and whatever, but even if I try to like play for radius and kind of survive the raid fight, like I still need you to get very close for me to aim the guns. Like on any other
I wonder
play,
how the 15A would go against it.
15A? Well, we could try. Flanker definitely wins against it because you can raid, I can't. I can survive the raid, I just cannot keep up with you. And even if I get an angle, I have a fucking dog shit gun, I will not be able to aim. Unless you basically just stall in front of me.
No! Dude, I don't know how you can control this shit. How do you not overdo it?
Well, it's my most used plane in my entire account. See the kind of bullshit that I'm doing? The Flanker cannot do this. This one can. But it's still like dog shit gun. Oh no! Oh, maybe?
Crit again, bro.
Oh no, I had no wires.
Alright, yeah, let me try the 15A.
Sure. On radius is definitely gonna get slammed though.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Ninjato. J-10 drags ass at slow speed. It's good, but it just refuses to pull AOA. So the maximum it pulls is like 30 degrees. Even with the AOA button, even with manual control, it only pulls like 30 degrees. Like the only way to force it to pull more is by going very, very slow on a vertical loop during the apex, so to say, because, well, the plane is basically stalling out, so it naturally pulls way more AOA. But to pull AOA with this thing, you just have to kind of make it dance like a rocking chair, so you go and use your momentum like back and forth with manual control. Or you just have to use the shit out of rudder and you can do the fucking bullshit thing I almost did in there. Now, this thing has good enough energy retention, and I can try putting pressure on you when you go on that vertical to just force you to bleeding speed at the very moment you don't want that to happen.
No, it's working way better than that, so...
See here, for example, I just pull pressure on you, and because you're going vertical, it's gonna force you intuitively to pull harder to get out of the way, and that just forces you to bleeding way more speed. So it's kind of like me playing mind games mid-dogfight. Like I said, Eurocanar is definitely not as busted as something like Griffin, but it has some quirks. See here, for example, I can try to rotate in place and do a U-turn like this, pulling AOA. See how you can pull a gigantic amount of AOA by just using rudder? It's the only way you have to use rudder to force the plane into doing what you want.
I think I just have to fucking mockery you. Pretty much.
I mean, yeah, like, again, this thing is really fucking good at radius and nothing else. So you kind of just have to migrate. But also, I guess me putting pressure at the adequate time ended up making you bleed some speed.
Yeah.
you guys doing raid practice against J-10A? Why is he being passive in the first turn? Well, he cannot contest me at slow speed, and also, I'm kind of just flying the J-10 against different planes because I haven't flown it in a long time in Duels, and I kind of want to see what the current matchups look like. Because, for example, the flankers got buff, right? I want to see how they stack up against flanker. Want to see how they stack against other stuff. So it's basically just me re-exploring the plane a little bit. It's like he's already very slow. He's already basically kind of like trapped himself. Exactly what I wanted, kind of. Oh, he gets nose on earlier. Underestimated the nose authority of the plane. But yeah, I'm kind of just messing around. Flanker definitely beats it because the flanker can raid and can also do radius. This thing can only do radius and nothing else.
Can try one circle. See how this shit goes. Yeah.
See how bullshit it is? It's actually fucking hilarious. It's actually stupid that rudder is a lot stronger on the fucking elevator, dude. Maybe if I know how to aim this stupid dog shit gun. Gonna build some momentum in here with rudder. Pull the fuck ton of AOA. No, not quite. See, like this thing only pulls AOA sideways. It doesn't pull AOA on the elevator. It's a fucking weird plane.
Gotta fly with the rudder.
Yeah, literally, like, you pull more AOA on the yaw axis than the elevator. Oh, there you go. Nuh-uh. No, 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 no. Oh, by the way, Pig, you know how to use flaps on the 15, right? You need to use them.
Takeoffs? Yeah. You just leave them out on the 15, right? At low speed?
Yeah, might as well. They give you diminishing returns, so basically if you're like medium and you want to transition into slow, you need to use flaps and... Oh, packet loss?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of just leave them on. And if it gets like super slow, you can just pull the AOA button over the apex to bring your nose around a little bit sooner. That's the ground.
there's no chance at low speed. Fuck.
Only reason you're not dead is because of the gun I have.
Yes. Yes.
No!
Go. I'm gonna take the flanker again.
Sure, yeah.
I'll just take like the J-10A or something.
It feels weird in J-10. I wonder if it's a bug or something. The elevator is just fucking anemic. It's actual dog shit. Like, the energy retention and all that is good, but because the elevator is so anemic, it just doesn't allow you to, like, do the AoE thing intuitively. Like, basically, you have to pull AoE sideways instead of in the elevator axis to actually get something done, which is fucking weird. Like, no other... I don't think there's any other plane that comes to my mind that is so heavily reliant on rudder in order to pull AoE. Because even if you use manual control, it doesn't do anything. Manual control is literally useless on this plane.
Dude, I have a visual bug right now and you're on fire for some reason. There's a massive smoke trail.
Well, you won't lose sight of me anytime soon then.
Dog shit game.
Let's head on.
No. Die.
You fucking hit me. Yeah, overall, I just wanted to revisit the plane to see what the matchups currently look like. It's a good plane, but it's just gimmicky as fuck. How did that miss? What? It's fucking gone, dude. There you go. Actual dog shit. I think also a few weeks ago they ended up like changing a little bit the way the elevator behaves on this plane. But I still can't really tell if it's just a fucking placebo or if it's actually making a difference. I don't fucking know.
It's probably placebo. Go! Hit.
Oh, I'm still flying just fine, I think.
What the fuck is that, dude? What did I hit?
I think my vertical stabilizer on the tail, I don't know if it's damaged or just completely destroyed. I have rudder, so it's only hit. See, like, if it was another plane with a actual functional elevator, I would have been able to just pull out of the way a lot sooner during that stall, and you wouldn't be able to get a shot. So there's a lot of planes. So for example, if you were using the Gripen is like overall aggressive enough on the elevator to where you can just pull a gigantic amount of AoE to also force the plane into slowing down while you gain a little bit of position in return. This thing you can only do one at a time. And sometimes it doesn't even work that well. Dog shit gone. Visibility in the cockpit is also abysmal.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, what the fuck? This thing pulled the Cobra? Wow, finally, it's on my way. I lost control of the plane completely. You also did.
Yeah.
Oh, what the Oh! Oh, fucking glorp shit ass UFO bullshit.
Wall damage too.
Like, it's literally the only part of the plane that is damaged. Literally just a fucking flesh wound. Problem is, I'm running out of fuel. That's another problem with this plane. Come on, rudder. Come on, rudder. No.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm out of fuel. Oh, maybe I can get you on this descent. No, you're climbing already. Yeah, alright. For EC, it's also kind of bleak. Basically, a slower MiG-29M with worse and less Fox trees and better stall performance. Fly model depends on fuel even harder. Yeah, this thing is massively sensitive to fuel load. Like, if you enter a dogfight with like 14 minutes or more, you're kind of cooked. However, I would still say it's better than the 29M flat model wise. Because even if the 29M is faster for VVR, the 77s are dog shit, so you're not gonna make use of that extra speed at all. And the 29M is also anemic dog shit as fuck at slow speed, so yeah. I wouldn't really say the 29M is better. I managed to force slow speed a little bit. Head on. No. Miss. 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 Ugh. Fucking dog shit. Blow is surviving by pure plot armor. Oh, you're cooked. I think you're cooked. You're cooked. Come on, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked.
Missed that. Yep. No.
No. Got him. Got him.
The airfield is ours. We've got to hold it.
This thing used to be so fucking good with clean airfield top. Yeah. You basically just stay in the notch, lock them with radar literally from inside the notch almost, and just bully fuck them of AOA towards them, fire the missile, and you're still in the notch because you just bully fuck them of AOA. Your flight path is still in the notch, kind of. And the missile will just slap you in the face. The J-10A.
Yak?
Oh, J-10A.
Oh, J-10. Oh.
Didn't they
Yeah,
nerf
J-10s were
UFO?
annoying to fight until they nerfed the missile.
Well, J-10 is basically a just come close to me and explode. Like, you can basically just play defensively with this thing, saying that they notch counterfire like very safely. I can stream on Discord in a moment if you want to watch. Give me a sec.
Sure.
I'm doing this shit on purpose, even though it's a mistake. I'm doing it on purpose because it's funny. No, you're not. No, no. Bad.
Oh, it's coming from the stratosphere. Cool.
Oh, he's stalling out. Wing stall. Wing stall.
I love that.
Kill him.
I
Yes.
think I hear chaff through your headset. No, that's my game. I'm lying.
Damn, I sold that.
By the way, since we're
You guys
here,
fighting against each other?
say again.
You guys fighting against each other?
Yeah, dueling. It's dueling.
Oh.
Watch my stream real quick, Beak, because there's something you need to know about bullying AOA.
Okay. Watching?
So right there, I think you tried pulling AOA when you were going down. So we're basically kind of doing stall fights, and it kind of, I guess from the side it looks like this. So we're going up and down, up and down, up and down like this. Problem is, you try pulling AOA when you're going down. So for example, this is your flight path, and then you suddenly try to aim the nose. Here you're pulling a Cobra. This, technically, you can pull a fuck ton of AOA in here, but when you pull AOA, you lose lift. You lose a lot of lift, and you also slow down. So when you pull AOA on your way down, and you do it way too much, you lose your lift, and you also slow down, which decreases your lift even more, which makes your plane completely stall out, and you basically cannot recover from this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you ever heard me talk about positive momentum overall.
Yeah.
So as long as you have momentum upward, you can pull as much AOA as you want. But the very moment you start sinking, you're gonna have to start worrying. Like if you're pulling a lot of like negative momentum and sinking towards the ground, and you pull way too much AOA, you better make that shot count. Because you're gonna be pulling a lot of AOA, you slow down way too much, you lose all your lift, and you know if you're trying to go down and you try to not hit the ground, something like that. Let's say for example the ground is just like right there. If you pull AOA and you lose lift and you slow down, then you're gonna start sinking even more because you lost all lift. You lost all the speed, right? So here you pulling AOA on your way down, you might be able to get a few shots in here, or maybe like this or something. But you're just gonna have a massive, you won't be able to recover.
Yeah, I thought I actually had a shot. I just timed it wrong, so I was like 5 feet off.
Yeah, just to give you an example, on the flanker, I think the maximum amount of lift that the plane produces, like all flankers, it's at around 32 degrees of AOA. So if you pull 32 degrees, technically you're producing the max amount of lift. But if you pull anything above this, you start losing. I think as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you in the stat chart what it looks like. So go to flight model. Let's just do the normal flanker because they're all kind of identical. Then you go to lift and drag polars, calculate. And I'm just going to enable the one that says, well, the lower speed ones, because the high speed doesn't matter. Let me just hide all of these. Holy fuck, get out of my fucking screen, dude. Right, so these lines in here is the coefficient of lift. So as you pull more AOA, you start getting more and more and more lift. That's how the plane turns around the circle. But here you can see the maximum amount of lift you produce on DS-27 is around 28, 29 degrees, and then it starts going down. So you start losing lift when you pull too much AOA. And not only that, but the drag, it just gonna start increasing. So at this point, for example, you can see that you start getting diminishing returns because your lift is going down, but your drag keeps going up and up and up and up. So basically means if you're trying to pull way too much AOA on your way down, so let's imagine this is, you're doing a maneuver like this towards the ground, like without using the button, so you're just flying normally. But if you pull too much AOA, say for example, like at this point, you might be able to tighten the radius for a tiny little bit, and you get a few shots off, like that. But at this point, you basically lost all of your lift, and you're also slowing down too much, where you basically just start sinking. And by the time you try to recover, it's gonna be too late, and you explode. So I think the only planes in the game, at least for Jets, the only planes in the game that never have any diminishing returns are Gripen and Eurofighter. Because if I show you here, for example, I'm going to use the Rafale because it's an extreme case. If you use the Rafale, you take a look at the lift and drag pollers, you can see the Rafale is the orange one. You can see like the lift just keeps increasing, and never goes down, all the way to 50 degrees of AOA, which the plane barely ever pulls. So in this case, you can see that there's a point where the drag kind of flattens out and becomes linear, like this. But in the Rafale, the lift just keeps increasing over and over and over and over again. So you literally get no diminishing returns with the Rafale. So the Rafale and the Gripen and the Eurofighter are the only planes in the game that you can fly with the AOA button on the entire time. It's the only planes. That's how bullshit they are. In the case of the flanker, you can see that the lift decays sooner than the AOA, where the drag just becomes linear. So in this case, you can see that the lift just tanks way before the drag keeps going up and up and up and up. So on the flanker, you start getting a lot of diminishing returns above like 29 degrees of AOA. You can see the peak is like at 28. And the same goes for planes like Hornet, basically anything really. Any kind of plane that pulls a retarded amount of AOA. If you pull too much AOA on your way down, or like at all, it's gonna be like a very bad idea. Unless you have a lot of altitude to recover and do whatever. But you know, in this kind of situation, you ended up losing a fuck ton of lift. You also lost control of the plane. You started wing stalling towards your left, I think, and you exploded. Oh, yeah. Match ended.
Shit.
I wonder what other plane could be a decent matchup against the J-10A. I want to see. Do you have the Super Hornet?
Mm-hmm.
Super Hornet could probably hang with the J-10. The J-10 might beat it by going vertical and stuff, but like the Hornet can also just UFO.
Nah, the Hornet is a fucking UFO. Hornet probably slams.
Super Hornet is insane. It's like Eurofighter level.
Dude, if you thought the Eurocanards were bullshit, the Super Hornet is even more.
Yeah, I remember running brief duels with Mustang once I spaded my Super Hornet, and it was able to dance with a Gripen for a while.
Actually, StatShark says that apparently the J-10 is better than the Super Hornet. We could try that out after a few more rounds.
Okay, I'll take it after this one.
Yeah. Duel 346, I don't have it.
StatShark shows is better, and it's just not.
Oh yeah, yeah. StatShark is not entirely accurate, but it's like, I guess like 95% correct, so you can get a better idea of where exactly the planes are good. That's DSM. Oh yeah, it's DSM.
No, this is the base.
Is it?
But yeah, there's not a big difference.
Timon's just stupid. You can just take him.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not leaving this lobby till I get 5 kills.
We need to regain control of it.
You have a wager?
Oh my god, bro!
If you're playing a match, you can move to another VC. You wise one, please.
Oh shit, I forgot to take super. Alright, after this one.
Yeah. This thing genuinely feels so weird. It's like a slow speed plane that doesn't pull AOA. Like, what the fuck is the point?
I mean, it works though.
Yeah, it works, but the workload is way higher than many other planes. I guess it makes it funny when you actually pull some fucking bullshit off and it works. Like here, I would have to fucking do some bullshit like this to pull a reversal. And then
Every time you do that, it's actually really close. It's kind of crazy.
oh, packet laws again. No! Oh.
Alright, I'll take Super Hornet.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the Super Hornet, like, I was dueling J-10A, and I'm pretty sure it keeps up with Rafale.
Oh yeah, Super Hornet is like Super Hornet is the only plane in the game that actually, objectively speaking, rewards you for monkey pulling like an idiot. Like the Cistern turret goes up at slower speeds. Like it literally defies the laws of physics, dude. Like what the fuck do you mean you suffer less drag the slower you get and the more AOA you pull? It's retarded. At least with the Hornet, the fight is decided a little bit sooner because you cannot rate.
Oh, fuck. I was in my cockpit. And I'm dead.
Now you're still very alive because fucking gun sucks dick. I'm gonna try to get some separation in here and then pull in. Dude, why does this plane struggle to pull so much in pulling AOA, dude? Like I had a gigantic amount of position in there, I just lost it like out of nowhere.
Sorry for interrupting. I have a question. Someone
Yeah.
can answer me. Does large caliber chaff help with notching, or doesn't it? Doesn't matter.
I think it helps a little bit because the large caliber chaff stays in the air for a lot longer. So I guess maybe if you pre-chaff, it's gonna help in like the next 10 seconds or so. It stays in the air for a while.
Okay, so does it help with the angle, or does it help with the amount of chaff you have to drop?
Honestly, I don't know because the only answer I can give you is that large caliber flares definitely help, but I have no idea if
Oh, those
large
definitely
caliber.
do, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea if chaff itself actually makes a difference. For me, it does. I kind of feel a lot safer using large caliber chaff whenever I fly flanker or whatever, but I don't know exactly what causes that. I don't know exactly what causes it to be better. Like I don't know if the
Thank you.
RCS is modeled differently or anything, so no idea.
Alright, then. Thank you. Back to game.
See here, my gun is a dog shit. I will not be able to get this deflection shot at all.
fuck is that? It's crazy.
Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, it's actually retarded how the rudder is like twice as strong as the fucking elevator. Like, this thing only pulls AOE sideways. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's impossible to read the rudder flicks. Like,
Yeah, like, as long as I have like perfect positive momentum, I can just basically flip upside down.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of planes are like that to some extent. Like I remember even when I used to play the Spitfires and ARD, the rudder would help me turn a lot.
Oh, I'm
Especially
stalling way too much. Yeah, I just fucking threw that to the garbage. You know, now he is in a much more favorable position.
I'm literally just full monkey pulling this whole time.
Yeah, that plane is actually better at monkey pulling than any other plane in the game. You actually get rewarded for doing so.
In the Gripen?
No, he's on the Super Hornet. Of course,
No,
the
I'm
plane.
saying, like,
of course, the American plane rewards people who play like a retard.
You said it rewards monkey pulling more than any other plane in the game. I'm just saying, is that including the Gripen?
Yeah. Definitely.
Probably not. But if you take a look at all the curves of the flight model in the stat chart, like every single curve goes up when you monkey pull. Like the only difference between the Super Hornet and the Gripen, like at least the most substantial difference, is the lift binary. So the Gripen can pull more Gs at slower speed than the Super Hornet. But like the energy retention curves all go up. It literally defies the laws of physics, because what the fuck do you mean your sustained turn rate and energy retention goes up the more AOA you pull? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, Big, watch this.
I can't even avoid it.
You clip it from your perspective, Beak. I want to see what it looks like.
Big, watch this! And I actually pulled it off. Fucking
Yeah,
bullshit.
I can stream to you.
We cannot let the enemy get it back.
There you go. It just looks like some bullshit that you can't avoid.
I mean, it's kind of difficult to control, so for the most part, it's kind of a gamble that I actually get the nose on you, but...
Yeah. I basically just have to fly like as far away from you as I can, so you hopefully miss.
Basically, yeah, like if you want to win against the J-10 very easily, it's just like raid fight perfectly. They will not be able to snipe you. Unless maybe they have missiles, but I guess like the Bill 5 is not exactly like magic to levels of dangerous. So it shouldn't really be a
Your
problem.
stream is literally 2 FPS peak.
It's a slideshow for you.
Yeah.
Random bullshit, go! Oh no, I didn't have enough AOA to pull it off. No! Oh, that's the ground.
Nope.
No! Oh yeah, it's over.
What about just like a normal F-18?
I would imagine the J-10 wins because it has better energy retention when pulling. Well, you can try. So because my energy retention is a lot better than yours, I can basically just go aggressive and force you to slowing down a fuck ton.
Nice.
We've captured the airfield. Now we've got to hold it.
I think the jump from normal Hornet to Super Hornet is
It is,
massive.
yeah. I was about to say that. Like, Super Hornet and the other ones is night and day difference.
Yeah.
Does the Super Hornet just have more lift?
Yeah, it has more lift and also better energy retention across the board, despite being significantly heavier
That's weird.
and more draggy. Yeah, like, the plane just makes no sense. Makes no logical sense.
Yeah. I would have expected it to have like more lift, but like worse sustained turn rate and everything else.
That's what every single person on the planet was expecting, but Gaijin did like, oh no, America suffers too much, let's give them something OP so they can compete with Eurocanars, which they're never gonna be able to merge with because the Hornet just has no speed.
Has Super in the name, must be the best.
Oh yeah, it has
Must be the
Super in the
best
name, yeah,
plane to
true.
ever-
Actually,
must
no,
be the
it
best plane
has
to ever plane.
it has a far later letter of the alphabet, therefore it's better.
Mhm.
We've captured the airfield. Now
Like,
we need to hold it.
Yeah, I got
F18
no shot.
F-18H win.
Try block 10 now.
Against block 10, I might be able to just play for radius most of the time, and if it gets slow and you have no speed, you might be cooked. We'll see. Let's find out. I think maybe if block 15 against Hornet is balanced, then this one against block 10 might also be balanced.
Feels kind of like the 15A. Like in comparison.
I think the ground kind of forced to give me position just now.
No. Fuck. I'm dead.
As long as I don't miss. Ugh. Not enough anyway.
Too slow though. Try to dodge that shit.
Wow, snipe by the goosey. I would kill myself right now. Yeah, this thing is funny just because of that. Like, if you learn to do that, it's actually enjoyable as fuck to use.
think I'm gaining any position.
Yeah, that's what radius is meant to achieve. Survive the raid fight indefinitely. No. I almost had an angle there.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We've got to regain control of it immediately.
Fuel.
Feels like the closest matchup so far, at least on my side.
Yeah, I think the only difference in the matchup is the gun.
Yeah. How much fuel do you have?
10 seconds.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Bro, what?
I had a little bit more rudder response, I would have been able to actually get that. Oh, actually.
Oh no.
Nah.
I'm also out of gas.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We can't let them keep it.
The only way to counter you is just playing boring.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... I guess high-level dogfighting goes like this. I think a lot of like high-level energy, well, dogfighting just turns into energy fight, and energy fighting is basically just that. So, if we're basically flying a matchup that is kind of balanced, I would say. So I'm forced to play for radius because it's literally the only option I have, kind of. And you cannot contest me at slow speed, so your only choice is to play for raid fight. And overall, the raid fighter has the advantage because for radius, all I can do is just survive the raid fight and kind of delay the inevitable, unless you make a mistake, which you kind of are not. So if I try to play for radius and you allow me to get close to you, like you allow me to take a shortcut into your wing, then you're gonna be in trouble. But previous match, you didn't even allow me to do so. But yeah, this is kind of what it turns into.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times when we're also dueling Block 15 against Hornet, like a lot of times the Hornet would just win by default because it retained a little bit extra fuel when the F-16 was already completely out.
Yeah.
So basically both players do everything correctly, it just turns into a fuel fight, inevitably. So here, for example, like this thing that I'm doing, I'm basically just baiting you to pulling into me, but you already know me. Like if you do that, I'm gonna just pull out of the way and force slow speed and kill you. So again, like radius kind of requires the opponent to make a mistake. And not necessarily like a mistake, like something abrupt, it's just like maybe leave tiny little breadcrumbs of position behind them so that the radius fighter can eventually get so close and put so much pressure that they're basically just kind of done for.
Yeah. And now fuel.
I'm also out. 4 seconds.
Yeah. Try to do something. Nope.
Oh. Yeah, radius fighter wins. No! No AOA.
Was he floating? Was he floating?
No! Interesting, so both planes basically just run out of fuel at the exact same time.
Yeah, I think I have like 20 more seconds than you.
Oh.
But that really turns into like 5 seconds. You can only hold like 9 minutes, right?
8 point...
Or
like,
min,
8,
I mean,
like 8.
min.
Like I just saw 8.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to play more aggressive.
I mean, if you play more aggressive than you should, you're basically throwing.
Yeah. Now we're too close. I'm slow.
So I don't think the F-16 really likes being slow. Well, it kind of doesn't mind, but it's the fact that it just struggles so much to regain the speed back. So I guess maybe if I find an opportunity to just maintain pressure and prevent you from getting your speed, I might be able to turn it around a little bit.
like by the time either of us get position, it's just over. Yeah.
Yeah, like even if I had like a decent opportunity, it's gonna take like a fuck ton of luck to actually connect the shots. What other matches can we try?
I mean, I have pretty much everything.
You want to switch it up?
Sure.
I want to try with flanker first. I think the flanker should win very easily. I want to use the base one.
Okay, me and J-10.
Yeah.
I also think that like rate fighting is just easier than radius,
Yeah, it's a
and it's
safer
also
choice.
safer. Yeah.
But you know, if you're in a Hornet and the other guy's in an F-15A, you have no choice but to play for radius, whether you want to or not.
Yep.
Because you try to raid fight on equal terms with the 15A, you're just gonna eat shit. But like overall, the better raid fighter usually has the advantage because it's safer, true. But it also means that your geometry has to be kind of perfect and not make any mistakes. Oh, hold on. I have wrong fuel load.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We need to act and fast.
There. The thing is, you're in a J-10, you cannot raid fight. The flanker can do both. I can challenge you in radius, and I can also raid fight way better than you.
And you might be better at slow speed, so.
Flanker should be better just because I can actually pull out AOA. So if I have enough position and I have very good aim and stall control, I can just kill you. Here, for example, because I know the flanker, I can kind of do this. Just pull some autistic Hail Mary. Oh, yeah, the rudder the rudder response of this thing is just non-existent. On the gate, then you can basically just have infinite rudder input, even like at massively stalling speeds, and you get no penalties for it. I don't know if you remember, or any of you remember when the AOA buttons were being added. They basically ended up nerfing the stall performance of every single plane that got the AOA button. And the planes that didn't are still bullshit as they used to be.
Really?
So, yeah, you remember a bunch of the duels we did last time on the F-16 where I started using manual control, I fucked on. So the reason why manual control is still so fucking busted on the F-16 is because it retains the stall control with none of the penalties of that nerf. Because the F-16 doesn't have an AOA button, so it didn't get nerfed. The F-15 got nerfed. The flanker got nerfed. Basically, every single plane that got the AOA button ended up getting nerfed in the slow speed control.
Because of the AOA button?
Because of the AOA button, yeah. So, because the F-16 didn't get it didn't get nerfed. That's why it's still bullshit. Like the plane, literally, you can just monkey pull it with manual control. You barely ever wing stall on the plane. I don't know, you probably noticed. As a matter of fact, the F-16 with damping is limited to around 24 degrees of AOA, but the maximum amount of lift it produces, it's like at 35, which is very difficult to achieve anyway. So literally, if you use manual control on the F-16 and you're pulling more AOA than you should, you're basically not getting any penalties.
Yeah. Yeah, when I use a rudder, I can suddenly pull.
Yeah, you have to use rudder, and you need to kind of like adjust your trajectory perfectly so where you can abuse the rudder itself. But
Yeah.
the elevator is just dog shit. It's like the fucking rudder on that thing is the thrust vectoring button, really.
I'm out of gas.
Oh no. Pull it, Cobra! I forgot you ran out of gas a lot sooner than the flanker, of course.
We captured the airfield. We must not let the enemy recapture it.
Well, I didn't necessarily think it was easy. I guess if I just fucking raid fight max, I guess, but that's boring.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Is it why the F-16 is so cool? Also why the Dragon is so weird? The Dragon I don't really know, but I would imagine the Dragon also got nerfed. Because it received the AOA button. Oh!
No! Fuck!
Oh, I
I did
didn't
like 2 more degrees, bro.
I didn't have AOA control for that. That sucks. I'm like, oh, he's pulling the AOA bullshit. No. Like I clipped you earlier. That would have been your chance to clip me.
Yeah.
See, like here, for example, just you aiming the guns, you're gonna struggle so fucking much. You basically just have to spray and pray and pray, spray and hope they hit.
That's what I do anyway, though.
And Draken doesn't give a fuck about AOA, only stalls by getting slow. Alright. I think that line, like again, you just allow me to play for radius.
Yeah.
Take a massive shortcut to your trajectory.
Come on. No. Damn it. Oh.
A hit, wow. I worked hard for that fucking UFO bullshit I just pulled off. Just only got a hit. Thin profile.
What the fuck is that?
Just pulled a cover on purpose to make myself a little bit more difficult to hit.
Just gave your pilot a fucking haircut.
Uh-oh. No. 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 Oh!
Yes!
Nice. Like, no.
Airfield. We can't let them keep it.
I imagine the damage I did was nothing burger.
Yeah. 1% of my pain.
Oh.
Let's go.
It's fine. I'm a flanker. I have AOA.
Oh, hell no. You fly J-10 with the AOA button on? Or do you turn it
When
off?
I get super slow, yeah. I just keep it on because the J-10 also has the Aero Canard bullshit, but they just have no penalties.
Yeah, that's what
basically.
it feels like.
Yeah, it just doesn't have penalties, but the problem is the J-10 doesn't even exceed 30 degrees of AOA because it's just fucking anemic.
No.
Ugh.
Yes.
This thing is overall like
The
very.
fuck?
Oh, you overdid it.
I didn't even know it could do that.
Oh no! Close.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We need to regain control of it immediately.
All right. Well, maybe the J-10 is a little bit better than I thought.
Fucking nasty. Just try to rate me.
Yeah. Like I can definitely dance at slow speed,
Yeah.
but definitely feels like your AOA control is definitely a lot better. I'm also just missing some good opportunities I have. Just do wash on the flanker. J-10 looks better than 27S on StatShark. Okay, well maybe the SM is the one that's better. But I don't really think this thing is hopeless against J-10 at all.
No.
Just that I'm throwing. Oh, the AO in this thing is just so much more difficult to control.
Mm-hmm.
Your stall's a lot easier, and this, yeah, it's a fucking head-on. So I know what I need to do on the stall fights, but it's just the plane fights me so much. And I think it's also because your plane is also so good, like my window for doing the funny AOA shit is very small, so I have to like do it quick. I'll try raid fighting. I feel like race fighting is working, but it's not as quick as I expected. See, like here I just lose too much control over the plane and I'm unable to actually adjust to connect the shot. What the fuck is that? I can actually see now from my perspective what it looks like. It's actually funny.
Yeah. Stomp the rudder.
You should have seen the flanker before they added the AOA button. Like, the overall fly model was dog shit, but the slow speed was so much better. Oh, he's pulling AOA bullshit here. Oh! There you go. One for one clipping each other.
Right as I run out of gas, too.
We've got to regain control of it immediately.
It's basically the complete opposite. I have the AOA but have no control over it, and you have no AOA but you can control the fuck out of your plane.
Yep.
I do
think
have.
I'm here.
Yeah, I have a lot of speed to just pull in.
Yeah.
I just cannot aim.
Ah, good.
We captured the airfield. Now we need to
So the thing is, we transitioned to the deck, and I had a lot more speed, and because it's in the deck and the ground is right there, you cannot really afford to play for radius anymore.
Ground is your enemy.
Yeah, most often than not, yes. Sometimes it's actually a very decent shield. If somebody's like diving on you directly on top, you can actually use the ground as like cover, because they will have to dodge if they don't want to crash. It might be very risky because of the ground. No?
Dude, if I angle my plane like diagonal, I can use the rudder as the elevator. And it works way better.
Oh, I'm gonna crash. No. Oh, okay, I survived. I survived.
airfield is ours. We've got to hold it.
Well, I think it's... I don't know, I think this one is also a decently balanced matchup, unless I'm just throwing. Like, I'm trying to challenge you at slow speed more often than not, because I want to see what it feels like, and it's a struggle. Because, like, your left boundary is so good that even if you're basically completely out of speed, you can just monkey pull and still just play for radius just fine.
Oh shit! Alright!
Oh shit! Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
hello. Hola.
Hola.
Were you using the elevator, or the rudder as the elevator, like I was saying?
Well, I was using the rudder as much as possible if like the geometry allowed it. But I think here I'm trying to keep the raid fight as two-dimensional as possible to prevent you from doing that.
Yeah, if you angle the plane diagonal, you can use the rudder as the elevator.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing. Oh, too much?
fuck, overdid
Too
it.
much? Too much? Oh, I don't have an angle.
crashed.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I'm alive, but the fuck are you? Same bullshit. Oh fuck.
Fucking pull it over.
We must hold it.
Actually, let's do a few more rounds and let's switch it up again. I wanna try the J-10 again against the normal 27.
J-10 should win that.
That's what we're figuring out. Like I haven't really flown the J-10 in quite a while, so I wanted to just mess around with it and then see what the matchups currently look like.
The only issue I see with the J10 is it gets cut, might get cut by its gun,
Yep.
or its fuel. Fuel will also.
Yeah,
cut it
exact.
sometimes.
That's exactly what's been happening. The gun and the fuel.
Yeah, and
Actually,
slow speed, that has to be careful for the flanker's nose, but otherwise it should be pretty good. It should just be straight up better.
Yeah, I was flying the J10 earlier, and we were basically switching the matchup up. Well, despite like ignoring the gun, like the J10 doesn't have the AOA, but it has a fuck ton of control at slow speed. Like you can force the plane into pulling AOA by abusing the shit out of rudder,
Right.
and you have like almost perfect control over the plane. The flanker is the complete opposite. You have a fuck ton of AOA on the elevator axis, but the wing stall just makes it like impossible to aim the guns.
I see. Can I try as well? I'd like to hop in as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm about
Let me
to leave, so you can replace me. Gotta go in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, then you can keep doing the build for the next 5 minutes, and then I'll try and slot in.
No, he's doing the thing.
Yeah, I miss.
The gun, just
The almighty Goosey. The gun we all love.
yeah. The J10 will just forever be the fucking lobotomized Delta Canard of the holy Delta Canard quadrille.
Well, to be honest, my
grip.
J10 is probably my favorite Delta Canard because it's actually balanced and requires a little bit more brain.
Yeah, I mean, looks-wise and like
Aw.
gameplay-wise, it's easily the most fun Delta Canard. But like in terms of like performance, it's definitely the worst.
Yeah, it's worst. All right, let me switch it up.
We've got to act
Alright.
fast.
You want me to switch to?
Yeah, the same planes, but just switch it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Flanker.
I think Sat Shark says the J10 should be winning that, right? Let me
Yeah,
double check.
I did check just now. The
Wanna-
J10 should, especially at the SEP 1200, should be like way better.
Oh yeah, the
So what
the
I'm assuming,
aggression.
what I'm
potential,
assuming
yeah.
is, what I'm assuming is like the J10 can just like fucking monkey, like gorilla pull into you in the first turn and just like sit behind you, and then you're like you just get your balls drained. As a flanker. Like,
that's
look at that. Look
okay,
at that SEP
that's a-
1200, bro.
Yeah, that's
What
a
I
big
had to
difference.
do was mock rate him. That was
You
pretty
don't even
much
need to
it.
mock rate him. You just like you go at like in a like I feel like you should go in at like 1000 kph, like fucking pull into him at like fucking what do you call it?
No, he wasn't the
Like,
flanker. Like he kind of had to mag rate me in the J10
The flanker.
and his flanker.
Yeah. The flanker has to kind of mock rate, because I would say that's a hard counter to the J10 because it'll just run up.
Yeah, because J10 runs out of fuel, and even if it gets an angle, like you don't have the gun to capitalize.
Yes. Yeah, the gun is definitely one of the biggest weaknesses of the J10, holding it back. I wouldn't even mind the slow speed lack of AOA if it wasn't for the gun.
I mean, it's a gun of all time.
Yeah.
It has barrels, has bullets.
But at
It's-
the
it's-
flight models that it's competing, it indeed needs a better gun. It's competing against Goosies, Mausers, Vulcans.
See, like he gets a very decent approach, but the issue is just controlling the AOA on the flanker. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, here he gets a good angle, I think. Oh,
Show.
yes.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We need to regain control of it immediately.
I'll try using the SFP 1200 a little bit more on merge.
Like go 2-circle initially and just like pull into him from like 1100 to like 700, and then just sit behind him for a while. You gotta force the flanker to bleed speed in the first turn, but you don't go like aggressive geometry in the first turn. Yeah, like that. Just like pull into him a little bit. Yeah, like sit at 600, 650-ish. Like now you just chill behind him. Like, slowly as you see him wheel him in. Like you're kind of pseudo raid fighting, but not really raid fighting because you still want to pull him in slowly, like you want to reload him.
Yeah, like something I was doing the earlier, like he was using the 15A, and I was basically just going aggressive on him whenever he was going up.
Yeah.
So going up just makes him bleed more speed because if he doesn't, then you just give some away position.
Now you can start lead rolling as well because like the idea is to just start being aggressive as well a little bit. Like what you want to do is you want the flanker to kind of bleed speed. The issue is the gun is not dangerous enough to give the flanker anything dangerous. That's why he can kind of just stay fast. But like you can see he's starting to bleed. Like you can see he's kind of drifting now.
Yeah, he's drifting a lot. This might be
go for some bullshit now.
Yeah, and there you got a gun.
Caught by the gun.
Go left. Just go left.
Flippy.
Like this is his Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah, that's the same issue I was just having a few minutes ago.
I feel like that's what will pretty much happen to the flanker. Like, we'll get a couple of shots like this, and it really needs to make him count. Nice, good shit.
Alright, that's my last one.
Alright.
Yeah, the flankers, the good thing about the flanker, what I like is if you can nail the shot, it has that one gorilla like AoE that will just fucking.
Yeah, if you have the thumbs to control the plane during the AoE shot, sure. But sometimes like you lose so much rudder authority that you just by the time you get nose on, you just cannot stabilize the plane.
You pretty much need to already have banked and angled the plane perfectly that the nose just goes in the right direction. Otherwise, because you're not gonna adjust that nose mid pull at all.
Slow.
Yeah, I'd honestly keep a little bit of speed now, because this is where the flanker is gonna, do the gorilla pull. Like at any point, I would at least keep a little bit of speed.
Yeah.
To not kind of get into flanker's
anemic area.
For the speed. Yeah.
I think I have enough position, so it doesn't really matter.
Here in this situation is just like stomp the shit out of the rudder to force the fucking J-10 into pulling AoA. And then control it, miss the shots because Goosey.
Elevators just not cooperating.
Elevator just doesn't cooperate on this plane whatsoever.
No!
Whoa! pull up,
Mow the grass.
Lawnmower.
Alright, GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
You just burned like 600 ant colonies sliding down there.
Are you hopping on yacht?
I'm in, yeah.
There you go.
What do you want to fly?
I don't know. You can just bring whatever. I just want to keep flying the J-10 and messing around with it.
The J-10? I'll fly the Su-27. We'll continue the matchup. Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong fucking version of the Su-27. This one is fully loaded with 6 ERs.
Wow, look at the scour getting out.
Yes. Let's get the non-EC load. Alright.
You said the pull lag for a little bit and then just pull into them.
A little bit, yeah. But you still want to kind of keep speed. You don't want to pull too much lag, because then the J can kind of get into that stalemate-y, like slow speed 2 circle where it basically can't do anything.
No, I was kind of thinking, okay, like I never thought of doing that merge ever because, well, if the other guy also does the same, it would be a head-on, no?
No, not necessarily. Not if you pull behind into him.
Ow.
We can't let them keep it.
Should I keep pulling hard,
I think
harder in there, or?
I think I'm just explaining it pretty shit. It's kind of a similar philosophy to what I was doing to the Rafale, the Typhoon, but not as extreme towards lag.
Oh.
I don't actually know how to fucking explain this because it's kind of a weird thing. You kind of like, you're basically keeping one toe inside the one circle and the other like you're kind of like playing like the
edging the guy, just edging it.
Oh shit, that's automatic. Oops. I lost you there. There you are. I'm have to try and reset this merge. Luckily, I'm immune to the GSH-23 because that gun just cannot do anything.
You just stay a little bit fast, and that's it. You're immune to the fucking Guzzi.
Yep.
I need to find a way to cook soon because the fuel doesn't really last too long.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue of the J-10, honestly. Similar situation with the Eurofighter, but this one has it on the extreme. Like the J-10 has so fucking little fuel for duels.
And it's also like in the sea, it's like also like significantly sensitive to fuel loads.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bleak at the J-10. Ooh, nice.
I'm surprised it actually hit that.
Yeah, I guess the rudder stomp really kicked in there.
So the thing about J-10 is it kind of hits a brick wall at 30 degrees of AOA. So if you manage to exceed the brick wall, you can stay like a very high AOA for a while. But the very moment you you lift up the finger from the elevator, it resets itself into 30 AOA and you cannot keep pulling anymore. So it's like you pull a fuck ton of AOA, you need to maintain that stupid amount of AOA and just make the shot count right there and then.
Yep.
It's genuinely kind of like the opposite of the way the flanker pulls AOA.
Kind of is, yeah. The flanker is like, okay, I'm gonna pull a little bit, now I'm gonna fucking massively pull.
Yeah, with the flanker you just have to be a lot more accurate with your flight vector, like your elevator vector. And then when you feel confident enough, you just pull the Cobra, kind of control it as best as you can, and just go for a shot. Yeah, I fucking hate ever since they introduced DirectX 12 in dogfights, whenever you get too close to someone, you get FPS drops. What the fuck just happened? I think J-10 gets the nose up, just barely.
I got the nose too, but missed the shots.
We captured the airfield. Now we need to hold it.
think you had a little bit too much sideways momentum in there. You just compressed in that direction.
Yeah. Too much rudder, perhaps. Oh. Okay. Interesting that trajectory.
Oh, back at laws again. Holy fucking servers, dude. Like what I tried to do there twice was try to get a little bit extra separation to maybe afford doing a rudder flick, but even then, like, it's just not pulling anyway. It doesn't want to. Here, I guess it's just enough. Oh, a mutual kill.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing backflips. Who hits the ground first?
Let's see. Is the J-10 lighter than the flanker against air in this game?
I think it is, yeah. J-10 is very light. I still have 900 meters of altitude.
I have 0 meters of altitude.
800. Yeah, like I was actually curious to fly the J-10 because I haven't flown it in a while, and I think the last time I was playing it consistently on Duels was before the flanker got buffed.
Main reason I haven't really dueled much in it is mainly because of the lack of fuel, and the gun is really...
Oh yeah, it's fucking dog shit.
Like, I like planes that have a lot of fuel duration because it makes for some interesting duels. Like, you can, like, there's more options for everyone. But and the gun as well just really cuts you. Really, like, you really need to fucking make the gun work. I think that's too early. Yeah, I figured this would be the J-10's biggest struggle. It's just it's got the position, but it's just its inability to pull in for shots without doing, like, you know, rudder flicks or rudder
the only way to pull in for a shot is doing this kind of bullshit. And depending on the position you have on the stall, like, it's actually really fucking good. But of course, you know what to do to counter this.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Gussie actually cooperated.
wow. Okay, there we go. So you basically have to do bullshit like this to connect the shots.
Yeah.
Let the enemy get it back.
Because, like, again, like, after you reach a certain AOA, like very, very high, I don't know, like past 60, you still maintain control of the plane. Like, this thing literally behaves like it has thrust vectoring. But the thrust vectoring is tied to the rudder, not to the elevator.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Well, you definitely have the plane, do you?
Yeah, I do have the plane, but I just, like, haven't dabbled in it much.
It's a UFO in a more balanced way than the other UFOs are.
Right.
So you know how planes in War Thunder have literally thrust vectoring at slower speeds. Like, this thing literally retains perfect control and authority over everything, really, after you reach a certain AOA, like, kind of like this. I guess I didn't really time it correctly, and so I missed, but...
Or it's just the gun letting it down?
But the thing is, also the cockpit visibility is, like, very garbage. So even if
it has that, like, penis protruding from the bottom of the HUD.
Yeah, the fucking penis in the middle of the cockpit. I had to literally just raise the whole thing all the way up. A wing stall.
Yep.
Yeah, this thing relies way too much on pulling random bullshit to actually get
That's
angles.
the biggest issue with the J-10 is, like, if you want to actually go for the pull shot, you need to do these, like, bullshit ass pulls. So the other planes, you can actually end up pulling in because the elevator starts, they just bite into the air more.
Oh, I tried doing like a rocky chair, like use the momentum in the vertical axis to flip the nose, and
I saw
just
that.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't. The Hornet would do that.
Yeah, they just clamp too hard, the elevators. I don't know, like they just stop it after a certain point, no matter how much you try to rock it. The rudder kind of overrides that, which is like kind of what you need. But otherwise, it's just nope.
Oh, my plane got stuck. No responsiveness right now. And there you have an angle. Almost.
It's wing stalling just in the wrong directions.
Yeah, that's the issue I was having with the flanker just earlier before you showed up. There you go, nice. It's like I was trying to challenge peak in the J-10 at slow speeds, like as often just get a taste of it, and yeah, like I guess technically on paper you get the opportunity to get nose on him, but the stall control just really cocks you.
Yeah, you really need to play around with the stall control with this thing.
Also, on this kind of merge, I would have really loved to just pull into you, but I know I don't really have the elevator authority to do so. Yeah. Like on other planes, like on those kind of like, you just pull into the guy, you can just stomp the shit out of the elevator, because you pull AOA, you gain a little bit of position, and you also slow down. And slowing down also allows you to tighten the radius. And that's something that this thing just doesn't do. Like tightening the radius is just the biggest issue on this thing.
That's the main thing.
You basically just have to rely on doing bullshit like this.
Yeah, I once did like J-10A versus F2 duels, where Shaz was in the F2 and I was in the J-10. And that was its biggest issue, is like, it needs to one-circle the F2, but it doesn't have the elevator authority to actually do proper.
I told Pig, like, this thing is literally a radius fighter that is good, but also not really that good, objectively speaking, on radius.
Oh. No, never mind. It's cool.
I did get a hit, did I?
Yeah, but it's just, I think you just hit the center of the fuselage, so pretty much nothing happened. Oh,
stall.
my gun is dead. My gun is dead. My gun is dead. I can't.
No, I destroy your gun.
Yeah, it says avionics systems can't be used whenever you use the gun, even though it's not an avionics system.
Oh, bro.
So I can just pretend that I have a gun and pull into you.
I have 36 bullets. Hold on.
Okay, that's one. Oh, and it's flat spinning, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really fun plane, because if you actually learn kind of to do this kind of bullshit at slow speed, it's just really fun. I don't know if you saw, like, when I made the J-10 aura farming video, there's like a clip at 8 minutes in where I just do almost a fucking backflip and then sniper gripping.
I think I saw that, yeah, I think I remember that.
You gave me too much separation, now we have a head-on.
Yeah, I had the Cobra button on.
Oh, I hit that, okay.
Oh shit.
Damn. Yeah, I had the Cobra button on and it just pancaked as I tried to pull in for more G.
I'm like, holy shit, I hit that. I want to try just pulling into you like this.
Like there, you don't have the power to do that kind of shit. I think.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you had like double engines, then perhaps you could have done that kind of stuff. Jesus, I keep forgetting how much the flanker blacks out. It's no longer the fucking old flanker. This thing is your flight model now.
Apparently, it's still missing lift.
Interesting, but I mean, it's also overperforming in sustained turn rates. So.
Yeah, I think there was a very long message that Sergey sent like a while ago, kind of explaining of why some flight models are just the way they are, and that is that I believe Gaijin hasn't figured out a way to dynamically adjust lift depending on speed and AOA, so it's just kind of like fixed and averaged out. Because if they increase the slow speed lift, they would make the high speed energy retention overperform. But then if they nerf the energy retention, it also affects the lift boundary for some reason. So whatever the fuck these animals have been doing with flight models, like this is literally it's still a video game that only works for props.
Yeah. That's the main thing, is like you just see like the slow speed stuff, like, you know, mainly that shit works because it, you know, it's designed for props. Because with the props, you do have that kind of slow speed control because the, you know, right, the prop wash is like going straight into the rudder, so you can do these like slow speed rudder kicks. But jets shouldn't be able to do that. But this engine still has it for jets regardless. So jets have like this crazy like authority. That's why you have like the F-16s who can do like the crazy shit. Get some speed.
He's doing Cobra, no.
The airfield. We need to act and fast.
Like that example you just gave of props can basically retain a little bit of control surface authority because the prop is just blowing all the fucking air into the surfaces themselves.
Yeah.
But jets shouldn't be able to do that. And then you take a look at this fucking piece of shit that I'm flying, and you can exceed all. You can literally reach like 90 degrees of AOA, and you will still have rudder authority.
Bro, the fucking F2 can literally, you can be at stall, like you can be at 50 kph IAS, you can do an entire 360 degree spin and recover in that thing, because, you know, F2 moment. Same with the F-16s, they also have crazy rudder authority at the slowest speeds, which is one of like the funniest things about those planes. I would honestly say that's the most unique thing about War Thunder flight models compared to DCS. Like, it's not even like the fact that they are like just on par, like they're overall like way more on steroids. It's the fact that what do you call it? It's the fact that they have these like quirks where you can like do these slow speed thrust vectoring like maneuvers, which, you know, normally the plane should just be stuck.
The other thing is also like a lot of this slow speed kind of bullshit doesn't happen in RB because the instructor prevents it. So it's only in sim. For the most part, it's mostly in sim.
This is probably also why like randoms don't like feel it as much. You know,
yeah, so like basically like Gaijin cares so little about sim that they kind of don't give a fuck about the kind of bullshit that happens with sim controls because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like in RB, the instructor is basically the limit of Gaijin's creativity when it comes to making the flight model. Like, oh well, it behaves good enough with the instructor, let's leave it here. And whatever happens beyond the instructor is just the shit that we have right now.
But can't you like use some controls in RB?
You can.
You can, but on like official tournaments and whatever the fuck, like it's not allowed.
Oh.
That's so dumb though. Like what if someone just wants to participate, but like, you know, they don't want to use like,
because Gaijin is aware that trim turning exists. That's why I didn't allow it. But they
what
just
they can do is they can just force perma damping, right? For perma damping and no trim, like, you know, because damping is auto trim.
Well, the Gaijin could easily solve so many issues with the flight models in this game if they just force damping 24/7. But well, guess how many years it's been? They haven't done jack shit to it. Like it's just better to just disable sim controls entirely than just fixing them. that's
So that is such a fucking stupid fix, honestly.
It's not even a fix. It's just like, man, maybe we just ignore the issue, and if we ignore the issue long enough, people will just forget about it. And when people forget about it, we will also forget about it. Basically.
Yep.
See, in this kind of situations, this elevator is so anemic that I'm probably overspeeding on my way down, even though I'm monkey pulling.
Yeah.
And I need to find a way to just tighten my radius a little bit more. And, well, slowing down is another way to tighten your radius, and this thing just doesn't do it.
Yep. Because of its lack of elevator authority or just its lack of pull in general, the Su-27 can kind of do this like vertical stalemate thing against it, where no one really has the position on the other guy.
Yeah, it's just a corkscrew.
Yep. It's just an eternal corkscrew till the...
Like, I think right now you're the one pulling lead, I'm the one pulling lag.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, I'm running out of fuel. I'm gonna try a Hail Mary. Nope.
Well, too much of a Hail Mary.
Nah, it was barely a Hail Mary because I ran out of fuel before I attempted to do the thing. No! How dare you, Dennis, the almighty J-10. China's best fighter.
J-10. Yes.
Rapist of Rafales. Oh, hello, Gerb. I'll do a few more, I'm gonna call it.
Alright.
Sorry if it was a little bit short-lived, but I ended up injuring my lower back a couple of days ago, and even just sitting in here playing video games just hurts.
Yikes, dude.
I'm too old now.
Old man.
Bro, he's 22.
That is old man status. Anything above 20 is old man, man.
Oh shit.
I'm basically a grandpa. I'm 28. Gonna be 28 this year.
Yeah, I'm 27. I'm not far off. Damn, that means every single motherfucker in War Thunder is just getting annihilated in duels by fucking uncles, man.
Literal uncles, bro.
I think
Losing to uncles is crazy.
the youngest dueling artists that I know are Beak and T-Rex.
That's crazy. How old is T-Rex? I thought he was older.
I think he's like 21.
Oh wow, I thought he was way older than that.
Yeah, same.
And I think Beak is like even a little bit younger. I'm not really sure, but I think he's pretty young too. And then everyone else, like you have fucking Cesare being fucking
Literal boomer.
Ancient.
Literal actual boomer. Ancient boomer. Bro was making Quake mods, like Quake 1 mods, like, you know, he's literally I remember he was talking about it, like he was like, he used to be like a Quake modder, like he used to like make mods for Quake and shit. Like,
Damn. Then Butters is in the very early 30s.
I have more years in gaming than some people have alive here.
That's crazy. How old are you, Battery?
37.
I thought Battery was like fucking 25 or something, bro.
This motherfucker costs 37.
I mean, it's a Su-37, dude. You should be proud of that.
Yeah. I'm aiming for the Su-57.
Ah.
That's where
you'll get there. You'll get there. No rush, though.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We can't let them keep it.
Pilot annihilated. I'm literally an uncle. I'm turning 26 in November. Well, we're all old, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, like, once you go past 20, you no longer mentally age, but your fucking body just ages at an accelerated pace. But like, mentally, you're still just retarded.
I'm just I'm actually more scared of becoming fucking stupid than actually getting older.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my pattern recognition just tells me that every single old person is just fucking retarded. And I don't know if it's just like they were always retarded or if it's because of age.
No, they always
could be a combination. Because many people, they also don't like really necessarily mentally train them. They don't mentally stimulate their brains enough. So their brain is like, oh, okay, we have basically no work to do. So might as well shut all these functions off, why need them? Because
Yeah, because
just so happens that,
when you think about it, like all the fucking like super brilliant scientists are old as fuck, and they are absolutely massively sharp.
yeah, because it's just like training a muscle, right? If you don't train your body, right, and you become old, like your body will just become old and frail, right? Because the brain is like, okay, we don't use this. There's no reason to like invest energy and resources.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's like the soul of the feet of astronauts just fucking falling off.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, so because of that, you gotta keep your body engaged, both physically and mentally, if you wanna keep your age. If you wanna regardless of age, you wanna.
I'm just gonna keep annihilating shit as a war thunder until I'm like 60. Then make sure.
That's the upside of video games, right? Like you always are like mentally stimulated, so I feel like that's not much of an issue. Unless you play only brain dead ass games, like I don't know, FIFA or some shit.
FIFA.
I know I probably just like triggered some FIFA tryhards in the chat or some shit.
Well, who gives a fuck if they get offended or not?
Like I'm sure there's skill to FIFA, but like damn, the people who play that shit are like wild.
Basically, oh look, this casino has a football minigame.
Yeah, they added like some open world like area to the newest FIFA, and it looks so slop, dude. It's like you wouldn't believe this is like a multi-billion corporation that's making this game. Like, it's genuinely an embarrassment.
Dude, I fucking hate that I'm basically just forced to pull lag because I don't have the authority to challenge you at slow speeds
I was gonna say that J-10 just forever. It's just forced to be the cuck chair forever, dude.
Yeah, here the ground is cucking me. Oh, I'm running out of fuel. It's over.
Yeah, that too.
What if I do this? Oh, pull it back, flip. No. I'm out of fuel.
No.
I'm out of fuel. The very moment the fuel run out is like, nope, I become stiff now.
Yeah.
New FIFAs are absolutely dog shit. Good thing I've never played any of them. I think the only memory I have of playing FIFA, I think it was with one of my cousins or something like ages ago, and I was just smashing all the buttons and somehow I fucking won.
Funny. Can I do a couple of rounds in the J-10 as well? I'd like to see the J-10.
Bro, I don't think I've ever played FIFA, but I remember playing Winning 11 on the PlayStation 1.
Nice.
I think I also remember playing those when I was a kid, but Frontal Lobe was non-existent, so I kind of don't really have too many memories of it.
My fucking parents were very anti-video game pilled back when I was young, so I got into video games at a very late age compared to most people.
Oh, dude, I think some of my family members were also anti-video game pilled. There was this little game where you have to shoot dogs, right, with little pistol, and
I know, on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah. This little game where you have to shoot at ducks, and my grandma was like, "Shut that thing out! You're gonna damage the TV." And they would.
That's the most boomer talk ever. That's the most boomer talk ever. When someone says that, it's like you don't know they're fucking.
It's like turn off the video game. It's gonna like end up fucking up the TV. But the fridge has been turned on since like the salvation of Yugoslavia. It's alright.
Yeah, exactly. The Switch is from like 1950s, dude. Like it has seen the fall of fucking.
Yeah, like so many of my family members were always like, "Turn that thing off. You're gonna damage the TV." And well, my parents were not, but something like my grandma, or well, actually both my grandmas were exactly like that. Some of my uncles, and like my mom was like, okay, you're only allowed to play like 1 hour daily, and then she ended up like eventually she ended up buying me and my brother a PSP, and oh boy, was that a really fucking massive mistake, because we would stay awake all night just playing Monster Hunter and Metal Gear.
Based. The first like video game console like for myself I got was a Nintendo DSi. That shit was heat, man. I still have it. It still turns on.
Damn.
Yeah. And it still has an insane battery life. Like I like turned it on after like I don't know, like 10 years, and it just like turned on, no issues.
It's like
genuinely shocked.
fucking Nokia battery then.
I mean, it's basically what it was for its time. It was basically a glorified Nokia. Well,
Yeah, I guess
more advanced than a Nokia.
a gigantic amount of those things they made back in the day were meant to be high quality and last forever, and then they ended up later noticing like, okay, well, we would actually make more money if we just make things designed to fail after a few years because people would buy another one.
Yeah. Like the bumpers on the Nintendo on that thing's console feel frail as fuck, but I swear they're more durable than any fucking Nintendo Switch controller, dude.
Real?
Like Nintendo Switch controllers are notorious for like breaking and shit, and like developing stick drift and all that other stuff that controllers do. But Nintendo are the worst. And the fucking craziest thing is they charge like $70-$80 for that.
Yeah, I saw that. They're also impossible to repair. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so it's just fucking absolutely AIDS. Like, unless you're like, you're an electrician or you happen to have a soldering kit at home, you're basically not repairing them with new joysticks.
No, I think even content creators like Gamer Nexus ended up like trying to tear one down, like, and he has all the fucking tools and also like knowledge about how to tear apart all these things, and I think he ended up just breaking the thing to pieces, and I'm out of fuel.
Wild.
Like he ended up tearing it to pieces. Oh, no, not enough.
Oh.
Not enough. I'm out. Like he ended up turning it to pieces, not because he wanted to, but because he was trying to just pull it apart, and the only thing that he was able to achieve is just break it.
Yeah, some controllers. I think the worst I've seen from Gamers Nexus, like the worst controller, like in terms of repairability, was the Google Stadia controller.
Oh shit!
That shit was the craziest one. Like the Google Stadia controller, dude. Holy fuck! That thing. Like when I saw they had to literally saw the controller open because there's no way to screw it out. They had to saw it open. Like that's the level of crazy shit.
Then you got to play Peace Walker. Absolutely, I fucking know live that shit with my brother. And then Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. And then later the Monster Hunter Portable 3rd or something like that it was called. Yeah, we fucking know live the shit out of PSP gaming.
Based. I always wanted a PSP, but they never let me. Did I have the fucking J-10C? I'm booked. I just realized I'm like, damn, this looks a bit too modern for a J-10C.
A little bit too modern. Oh, dude, I remember playing the J-10C maybe like a month ago. It was the very first top tier match I played in like 3 months, and my very first engagement, I don't know. And the guy died because he was so busy Iron Doming, he lost visual on me, and he just died to an IR missile. That's how pathetic that was.
Yeah, sounds like top tier, slop tier.
And then like I think the last week, I started playing a fuck ton of top tier, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fly the Typhoon, and I kind of started having fun, just having fun flying the Typhoon itself, not playing top tier really. But man, that's so fucking miserable. Like the environment is genuinely so miserable. I need some positive momentum. There we go. Positive momentum allows me to pull AOA. Oh no.
Problem is, I can climb over you, but again, the anemic elevators are just saying like, hi, we exist, just so you know.
I think overall, like, kind of my love for many co-op games was born from just abusing the shit out of the PSP with my brother playing video games.
Yeah, dude. Co-op games are such an underrated, honestly, genre.
Well, literally, like,
sadly they're going the way of the dodo, but they're such an underrated genre.
Perfect type of video game, and also for like the perfect kind of console that is literally just designed to be co-op and play with friends.
Nope.
Like giving us a PSP was probably the biggest mistake my mom made for both of us, bro.
Any of you guys ever have a DS? I feel like those are...
No, I think the only Nintendo I ever had was a Game Boy. Yeah, just playing the what are they called? Fucking Fire Red Pokemon and some other bullshit.
Like Game Boy Advance or just like boneless?
Yeah, Game Boy Advance. Yeah, Game Boy Advance.
Okay, the Advance was quite nice. I do wish I owned a Game Boy SP or Color, but
I do still have the Advance. Holy fucking packet loss! I still have the Advance, but I don't really think I have the. Well, I literally don't even have the fucking charger. It's been gone for ages. So I only had the device and nothing else. No games, no nothing.
I mean, you could buy like a chip set or something that like you can preload a bunch of ROMs onto, and then just buy a charger, and then you can. Like,
they might as well
I really
just
want to. Next time I go home. I mean, yeah, but like, there's something nice about having it. Like, next time I go back home across the country, I want to like find all the old DSs from different generations that we had, and I want to like jailbreak them, and because like they just make for really fun things to do on like why pay for a portable whatever, like buy an extra controller to use on my Mac if I can like literally just emulate these things on native hardware. It's just nice, you know what I mean?
That's cool. As long as you can actually get into work and you're into that, it sounds cool.
Oh, I'm totally positive that if I go home and turn any of them on right now, they'll probably all still have like at least 25% battery left, which is insane.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing about them, is their battery longevity is honestly like insane.
I remember finding one that I hadn't seen in over 9 years, and I turned it on and it still had charge. I was like, how? I'm like, how are you still alive? You should be dead, disheveled, ruined. You know what I mean?
Yep. Just gonna have J-10A stand itself here real quick. If I press that Cobra button, go.
Oh,
Come on. Nope. Anemic elevator said no.
Oh, now my plane is the one just completely stuck.
Yikes.
Oh, there we go. It's fine. I got separation to, I guess, force a head on or something. We're fine.
Oh shit, where are you?
I don't know if there's a plane that simply can be in that I'm more scared of other than the Flame. Maybe the Hornet.
I mean, the plane will be scary in any fucking, what do you call it? In any, like, he'll be scary in any plane, as long as the pilot skill is there. Like, there's differences in experience and shit, sure, but...
I just remember the last time I was playing against Simply and like seriously cooking, I got absolutely shafted by a PL12 that just like,
you remember that PL12, dude?
Yeah, I use that clip every time somebody talks about PL12, so I'm just like, that PL12 turned into a mica. It lost me. I was like, oh cool, I've notched it, great. And then it just pulls. Dude, like I couldn't look at the replay. The replay was bugged. But like, if you guys haven't seen that clip, literally, it loses me. Like, it just pulls normally. It's like, okay, whatever, he notched it, fine. And then it, like, you see the smoke still burn, and it just cuts, goes far, and you see it explode on me. And you're like, how does it hit this guy all the way down there?
Yeah, it's like the missile didn't see Marauder for like 1 second, and then like he just finds it out of nowhere and just pulls like the most disgustingly sharp turn you've ever seen.
That's crazy.
It's like,
yeah, let me find it.
Kind of like the way they portray 9X in some fucking arcade video games or even in the CS, like that's basically what it fucking was. It's like what the idea that people have gaslit themselves to believe about the 9X, that's basically what the missile was.
That's what the PL12 did, bro.
Yeah, that was
just
fucking
a boneless
disgusting.
not even a PL12A, just a boneless PL12.
PL12's,
who was asking to see the clip?
Battery.
I'll put it in here.
So here, I have the choice of continuing the corkscrew, or I can maybe find a way to pull into you and risk just eating shit because I'm gonna miss from no AoE control.
Yeah, it's kind of like the stalemate that we had previously as well.
It's kind of like a stalemate. So you're pulling lead, I'm pulling line. Oh, actually,
Did you just see the clip?
I did. What the fuck?
Just insane.
Nah, J10 can't compete with that.
yeah, J10 is a fun, cool little plane because the energy retention of your canard is there. Like the SCP is there.
Yeah, the SCPs are there, but the slow speed is just like
when you have to
That's
really like calculate the radius you're about to have when you pull on this thing.
Yep.
Like, you need to be a lot more accurate with your approach, really. And I guess, well, depending on the plane you're flying, even if you miss the shots, yeah, you still have a decent amount of lift and AOA performance a little bit to, dance around it a little bit and just maybe connect a stall fight. But, that thing against another AOA fighter, it's tricky.
Definitely its biggest weakness.
It's one of the planes.
Yeah.
I love it, though. It's really fun to use.
Oh yeah, like it was definitely one of my most favorite planes to use in 13.7. Still is. I just flown it quite a fair bit. So
I tried playing it recently, and I played a single match in Denmark, and there was literally no players. I was losing my mind that stream because not a single motherfucker was playing. I basically just started streaming WoWa, which is a Gunner gacha video game, and then I also started streaming Helldivers.
Wild.
Never thought I'd
The
hear you
problem
say that
is,
sentence.
when it has to fight as a radius fighter, it again just does not have the AOA to be a radius fighter, or the elevator pull to be a radius fighter, and that's its
The
next
J10?
thing. Yeah, the J10.
Yeah, the radius performance is just not there, man.
Yep.
It's there, but also not there.
Like it can do the initial pull and all that. It can get the position, right? But it can't go for the final kill shot, which is the big issue.
You basically have to force yourself into learning funny AOA bullshit and just get good at control. Because I think when you do the AOA bullshit, you still have a fuck ton of control over the plane. Like your control surfaces still respond for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
On like you are right now, you kind of don't really have the last bits of AOA you need to just deflect the gun.
Precisely. That is the main issue of this thing.
Yeah, like the fact that the fact that
not there.
it just doesn't pull enough AOA to make the radius unpredictable. So I can actually just see the radius kind of perfect. Oh, you're out of fuel. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, you got the position, it gets anywhere, right? It does all the things that the Euro canard would, and then it just that
just gives up.
Down. Yeah, and then it's like, nah, okay, this was the end. Like, this is me. That's basically the J10.
Why do you guys always get into slow fights so quickly? Generally curious, I don't play War Thunder.
Who's asking? Some guy.
Are you live?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I didn't get
case,
crazy.
The J10 is getting into slow fights because, first of all, its gun sucks. It can't, against the raid fighter, the J10 is basically never hitting anything. And also, it boils down back to the whole, that we were talking about, the fact that it has an anemic elevator. So even if I was, let's say, behind it in a raid fight, right, I would not have the necessary pull to get a shot. And even if I did, the amount of lead I would have to pull with the gun would actually not be worth it. And this is why you see us kind of getting into these slow fights. And plus, also, the 27 and the J-10A are so close in terms of overall rate and energy, in terms of power, that rate fighting the 27 doesn't necessarily work. You will run out of fuel before you really get a good position, before you get a super good position. And that's honestly the biggest issue. That's at least what I think. And he has to get slow, because that's his like whole thing.
Yeah, the reason we get slow so I guess so easily is mostly because the planes we're flying. So the flanker, this is the S27, the flanker that I'm using. It's really good at slow speed, also really good at medium and high. His plane, however, is only good at slow. So if he tries to raid fight or stay fast, he's actually gonna be hindering himself because he will not be able. Well, my plane is gonna be a little bit better, so to say. I have more options if we both stay fast, but his plane is basically just kind of doesn't really have a lot of flexibility, and he's just gonna be at a disadvantage.
More importantly, like you also have the endurance. Like the flanker has the endurance, so at a sustained high-speed flight, like I lose that.
Yeah, that's true. The flanker has the endurance because it has more fuel. His plane has very little amount of fuel, so by the time my tank is like
double the endurance.
I basically have double the endurance than him.
So that's why the J-10 has to really just work with something, just cook up something new, because otherwise, like the fights will turn into whatever is happening right now, right? Where the J-10 is running out of fuel. Like you can already see, even though we are slow fighting, despite that, the J-10 still runs out of fuel. And that should be an indicator to you that.
I mean, the only thing in War Thunder, the only thing that affects fuel consumption is altitude, not RPM.
Is the J-10 a Star CZF-14, or like what plane is comparable for the fuel drain?
No, it's not necessarily the J-10 is 30. It doesn't carry jack shit.
Tiny tank. Yeah, it has a very tiny tank.
Like how many minutes fuel is max?
Dude, the fuel tank is like 24.
Yeah,
24 minutes max?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's how bad it is.
So you just bring that, and how many? You get one bag? Do you get a bag?
Yeah, you get a centerland bag, but it's not enough. Like it's not enough basically. If you have a long sortie, you're not gonna be enough. You're not gonna have enough fuel.
Yeah.
And then there's also the fact that the gun just cuts you. Like as you can see, like I had some shots.
Yeah, he had shots, but there's just
that was crazy.
Yeah, he had shots, he had angles. He just couldn't make them work because the gun is so dog shit.
Yeah, and like basically, if you try to do like this, like if you try to do any sustained flight, the flanker can kind of just dance around you. It can kind of just stay out of your gun like range, and there's not much you can do other than having to pull.
Oh, that's too much.
That's the only thing.
That was a really aggressive flick.
That was
I'm guessing fuel.
No, I don't have bullets.
Ganya.
No bullets.
I don't have bullets, dude.
We need more bullets.
The notes looked like it was on. It was a really good position actually, but I have 30 seconds of fuel, so.
Yeah, I imagine just fucking Hail Mary because of the fuel. That's unfortunate.
That's basically the J-10A's. That's basically the J-10A's plight, right? Whereas with other fighters, it's like the fuel Hail Mary happens like because the fight, you had a good fight, it dragged on, and like you just were very equal. The J-10, it doesn't matter. Even if you have a good fight or not, you will have to do that fuel Hail Mary against someone who knows what they're doing, because they will not let themselves get killed so easily, right?
And I think, I guess one thing you can kind of estimate if you're autistic enough, if you're fighting as a J-10 in EC, and you notice like, oh damn, his plane is retaining a little bit too much speed too easily, he might be very low on fuel. I'm just gonna switch to lag.
Yeah. Exactly.
Assuming nobody third parties you, but that's how it goes. This guy says, I come from DCS and fights just don't play out like this even in the flanker versus Jeff, which is the closest to the J-10 based on the gun issue.
No, I wouldn't say the JF-17 is the flanker like flanker and the J-10 here. Because the JF-17 has very good sustained turn rate in DCS. It also has very good bleed rates compared to the flanker, so it can actually raid fight a flanker. Whereas the J-10 here, like, you can't really raid fight it.
I mean, also, isn't like... Well, I don't really know anything about DCS, but isn't like DCS duels just always based on 100% fuel, and they merge at like...
No, it's
2,000 meters altitude or whatever.
No. So it's the duels are similar here. So the premier dueling server, I suppose, is DCS Dogfighters, and the jets are slated for 5.5 minutes of fuel, right? That's the main thing, and that is also why the what do you call it?
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, that is also why the F-16C in DCS is as bad as it is, because it's not because the plane is bad. It's because it starts at 80% fuel. right? I want you to think about that. I want you to think what would happen to the F-16C in this game if it had to duel at 80% fuel, right? Versus jets that are like at 50,
it
40.
Dies in the first turn.
Right?
It dies in the first fucking turn.
Exactly.
Especially to something like the Hornet.
So,
because isn't that what happens in DCS as well? Like the Hornet just, except the Hornet actually fucks in rate.
Yeah, well, the reason why the Hornet fucks in rate is
the fuel
because
efficiency.
It's so fuel efficient. Yeah, because as I said, all jets are slated for 5.5 minutes of fuel. The Hornet just happens to have such efficient engines that it needs the least amount of fuel relative to its weight and thrust.
Yeah, so it's basically like the Hornet is basically always very close to its max performance because it's always so light.
Exactly.
Because it's so efficient.
Exactly. And same with the Mirage. Like the Mirage also basically only needs what do you call it? It only needs 56% of fuel, which for a small fighter is very little compared to the other fighters. Like, for example, the MiG-29 needs 100% internal fuel to get 5.5 minutes of fuel time. The F-16C needs 80%, right? But the Mirage 2000, which is also a comparable small fighter, for some reason only needs 56%. So it's the fuel efficiency that makes the the Mirage and the Hornet so good. Like, it's not just their flight models. So that's something that people get wrong. Like, if you have comparable fuel weights, right? Like, if you change the fuel up on the Hornet, it actually gets dunked on by many fighters, like by a lot of fighters. For example, there's a Milsim arena where jets have full internal tank, 100% internal fuel, and the flanker gets 50% fuel because the flanker's internal fuel, the full internal fuel is technically 50%, right? And there the Hornet actually kind of gets cooked. Same with the Mirage. The Mirage gets cooked as well. The thing with the Mirage is also that it has a FCS limit where it's limited to 7.5 or 6.5 G if it has a payload. Goosey just let me down there again.
Yeah, fucking Goosey, yeah, dude. That's so many Goosey shots missed.
Yeah.
Is that the MiG-23 Goosey?
Yeah, it's the MiG-23 Goosey.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Oh yeah,
that's
for me, the GSH-23 is the only Goosey. It's the only gun that it's called the Goosey.
Yeah.
What do you call the one on the flanker then?
It's the Rapist.
GSH-30. I always call it the GSH-30. The Goosey is
the Gusher, and the Gushy.
Yeah, I only call the GSH-23 the Goosey and nothing else.
Yeah, but to answer the question of fights don't really happen out that way, I disagree because depending on what you fly, how you fly, in DCS flights do end up being this way as well. Like if you ever see flanker versus flanker fights with high level opponents, they're basically stalling at 100 kph, trying to split throttle into each other and with the nose authority. Same with the Mirage.
But what this guy is asking, why do DCS duels always insist in this amount of afterburner time when it's actually unfair to some airframes?
Well, it will always be unfair, no matter how you balance it. We've had this discussion in the DCS Dogfighter Discord as well, plenty of times, because the discussion came up. Well, this is the meta. How do we shake it up? What happens? And stuff like that. And the thing the reason why it's 5.5 minutes specifically is because they first tested it with the MiG-29. For the MiG-29, at 100% fuel, it needs 5.5 minutes. So at 100% fuel, the MiG-29 gets 5.5 minutes of afterburner. And based on that, they basically say okay, 100% fuel of this jet gets 5.5 minutes of an afterburner, and that's what we're going to use as a baseline for every jet. Now, why they didn't use 2.5 minutes of afterburner, or 1 minute of afterburner, or 3 minutes, I don't know. That's their baseline. I think it would be better if it had 2.5 minutes for jet, because that would allow other jets to shine a lot more, like the MiG-29, the F-16 as well. All of the other jets to shine as well.
That kind of really sounds like, oh well, some people agreed to it, and that's the reason why.
Yeah, it's basically a
doesn't really sound like it has any logical basis, really. Except for the fact that
the logical basis is that the MiG-29 has 100%, it needs 5 minutes. I think their initial idea was to have a 5-minute burn time for each jet, to have a 5-minute burn time. That was the baseline, and the MiG-29 happened to need 100% for it, and so that was set as a baseline. But the reality is, other fuel percentages would basically buff and nerf other fighters. So for example, let's say we go 80% fuel, right? Or let's say we go over fuel, right? 70%, right? Or 7 minutes of fuel.
Oh, okay, hold on, John. Hold on. That's not what I'm saying. he says, "You guys are immediately throwing energy away off the merge and not even attempting to recover most of the time. That's not how DCS fights often play
Okay,
out.
you know what?
Even
Let's fight energy.
flanker
Let's show
versus
this guy energy fight. Let's see what happens if we energy fight. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna energy fight you. Let's see what happens to the J-10 and flanker energy fight, and then you will see what will happen. Like here, I'm gonna apply. You know, like this guy expects me to fly, or at least expects me to fly like a DCS. So I'm gonna fight with energy. Circle here. I see he's trying to go for a lag pursuit here, so I'm gonna keep my speed. I'm gonna plateau the rate. Middle of the top.
There you go. I have nose on him already.
Yep.
Like I basically just won for free. He didn't even challenge it.
Yep.
And it's not because of him as a player. It's because the way he's using the plane. Like he should not be playing for energy on that particular plane, because
exactly it just doesn't have the power and it doesn't have the stamina. The main thing that it has superior bleed rates to the flanker. So I have to abuse the fact that I can pull in and bleed less for the same amount of turn rate, right? And the thing is, so why is he choosing to play for radius? Why isn't Sin playing for energy? Because his plane can do both. His plane can either fight energy, or his plane has so much AOA control that it can also challenge me to slow speed. These are equal enough planes to where he has both options. I only have one option. I only have the option to radius fight, basically.
Yeah, like
why
radius.
do DCS flights not play out the same? Is because the planes are overall, the flight models are toned down, like they're closer to quote unquote reality, right? Let's say for the sake of argument. So because the flight models aren't as much on steroids and the planes are heavy, right? Some of them are carrying 70, 80% internal fuel. And the fight just happens a lot slower. Like it'll eventually at high level come to the same conclusion, but it'll happen at a much slower pace. Or what they will do is they will extend, right? They will just run away. But in our case, there's no point running away because first of all, if you're in a slow speed fight and I try to extend, get speed back, Sin will kill me, right? And he's not stupid. If I try to run away and try to force an overshoot, he's not dumb, right? He's an experienced player. He's not gonna let that happen. He will keep on my 6. It's basically a losing fight. Like defensive battle, BFM against the skilled opponent doesn't work. So that's the reason why you're not energy fighting, because you see, the J-10 will auto lose. It doesn't even get an opportunity to do anything.
He posted some more comments. Hold on. Okay, you guys are immediately throwing energy away off the merge and not even attempting to recover most of the time. That's not how DCS fights often play out, even in flanker versus flanker or Hornet versus Hornet. That's the comment he said just a moment ago when we were dueling that round. If both pilots know what they're doing, I'm not telling him how to play. He misunderstood what I said, and then said most fights in DCS with these high AOA planes play out the same. That's not true at all. Well, I mean, like, I can... If you watch my stream on...
I personally disagree because I have done thousands of hours of DCS dogfights. You can go into DCS dogfighters right now and ask them who's Jot 177. They will know. I've mained the flanker in DCS and dogfights, and I can tell you that flanker dogfights are very similar to this. In fact, I can send you some videos from a guy called HRP Trigger. He's one of the competitive DCS players. He does BVR as well as BFM. And if you watch his videos, they're very similar. You will see slow speed flat spins, high Cobra AOA, all this kind of stuff.
Holy fuck.
And even in Hornet versus Hornet, it can happen.
Send me those videos. I want to watch them. I actually want to see DCS players knowing what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought I watched
vision.
them with you. Here, I will share my entire screen. Hold on.
I mean,
Okay,
you can
let's
share the
watch
links
this.
as well for me to watch later.
I will send you the links as well, but I will send you the... So this is the guy, all right? There's actually one video where I am...
Oh, he's Brazilian. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's Brazilian.
Oh, hell no.
Brazilians
So this
hating
is
over
this is
Brazilians.
Hornet. Actually, this is Hornet.
Nah, bro, I'm installing DCS just to
Battery
just, like,
moment.
chase this fucking
Battery
guy.
moment.
Let's see.
Battery's DCS arc.
Yeah, it's coming.
So let's see this merge. By the way, I think that's me in the other guy, in the other flanker. You might hear my voice actually in the background of the video.
Merging a
Actually, no, that's a
900.
Hornet. Never mind. Actually, that's a Hornet. So this Hornet, so in a Hornet versus Hornet fight, he will choose to stay like the Hornet will obviously choose to stay fast because it's a raid fighter. But you can see, look at the flanker's speed. Look at where he's at. He's already bleeding down to below 600 because he's trying to radius fight. You see that? Look at his speed, 400 kph. Tries to go for gunshots, but it's too high. Now he tries to recover. So you might be asking, well, this is the difference, right? Because here he's trying to recover speed. Why doesn't this work in War Thunder? In War Thunder, the plane's gain rates are so strong. If Sin was here and I was here and I was trying to recover speed, Sin would gun me immediately, right? Here, the Hornet does not actually have enough authority to actually get the nose on. In fact, actually, he does, actually. He actually extends here.
¿Qué fue?
So you can see the flanker kind of denies him the pull, jinx a little bit. And the Hornet immediately will go back into raid. And you will see the flanker will now go transition to slow speed. And this will happen into a slow speed fight.
Oh.
Actually, in fact, here the Hornet hasn't completely defensive.
Dude, in War Thunder, I would never ever get that confident on defensive flying ever.
But in DCS, you kind of have to because the flanker, compared to the Hornet, is so much better than the flanker at BFM.
Really? That's
with these
bullshit.
fuel levels.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it
I
is
can't
Not
watch,
the fuel
I can't
levels.
watch
Fucking
Jot's stream for some reason.
You can't watch my stream.
It says the resolution isn't supported for Xbox.
Oh, well,
Oh,
I'm on 1440p. That's why.
It says 1440
And here you
supported, but
have more
it's
slow
not showing
speed
up.
stuff in the flanker. The flanker is literally stalling himself out to cause an overshoot. And the Hornet, the reason why the Hornet keeps his speed is because he's a raid fighter. He can't compete with the flanker in a one circle, but he can compete in a raid fight. And that's why he's doing that.
I mean, I guess the main takeaway of why the engagements are different is because, well, in War Thunder, or at least on my server and the way we duel, like, many times we kind of just duel to practice and mess around, so we don't really have any of this kind of strict rules like, oh, you're forced to be taking this amount of fuel on this particular plane or anything like that. No, we basically we just fly everything on minimum fuel, and if one plane is too much at a disadvantage,
flanker fights.
I think if one plane is just way too much at a disadvantage and minimum fuel, then we just pair it up with a different plane that is a little bit worse. Like
Yeah.
Let me see if I can just find some flanker fights there.
Like for example, like one of the most balanced matchup we've been using in my server for like this entire year is the F-16A Block 15 against any of the Hornets except the Super Hornet. But like it's
this is the fight where I'm in. This is the fight versus me.
Isn't the Super Hornet like a UFO?
On War Thunder it is.
Yeah.
Not
And also,
as much
yeah,
as,
this
like
is
the
another
Griffins
thing.
and stuff, but yeah.
So in DCS, the planes start heavy. In War Thunder, if the planes started heavy, they would also like the fights would honestly come out in a similar manner. But in War Thunder, the planes are starting at minimum fuel. In DCS, you put a 30% Hornet against a 30% fuel flanker, and it would be a very similar fight because the flanker would have they would have much more access power. The lighter you are, the less G you need for the same amount of the less speed you need for the same amount of G. Right, and you will see. So initially we start out fast, right? Because we are very heavy, right? We are 50% internal fuel in the flanker, which is 4.5 tons. That's full internal fuel for the flanker. But as the fight drags on, you will see we will get slower and slower, and eventually we will be basically stall fighting, just like we did in DCS.
Yeah, so the TLDR is in DCS the exact same shit happens. It just happens a lot slower, or sometimes it doesn't happen at all because you just have to be so much more careful with your energy because you cannot really afford to play the fucking bullshit.
Here he's explaining the rolling scissors. And here you can see, here comes the slow speed fights. The one that you said didn't happen in DCS. He's literally, like you can see, he's literally split throttling to like flat spin his plane to the other side. You see that? Just like I was doing in the J-10. Look at this. Now he's gonna split throttle over the top to try and get a shot on. I think I deny him the shot here, or maybe not. I think I got lucky here. Never mind, I don't. I get gunned. I eat shit.
Well, this is you, damn, bro, skill issue.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is me, actually. I think this
Wow.
is me. I think
Yacht
it's me.
sucks. Ban him from the server,
Bro,
remove the
Jot
purple
is
rolls.
Jot
Yeah,
is
see-
buns.
So you
Point
see
to
that?
laugh
Look
at
at
the
that.
clown.
Look at that. This is for the guy who says
Okay,
like,
hold
this
on.
doesn't happen.
Stop.
Look at what
stop.
the flanker is doing.
Stop, Yacht. Hold on. Stop. I don't know, man. I don't think that was Trigger's smartest merge. The Hornet got on his 6 and a better Hornet pilot would have killed him. I never said it doesn't happen in the CS. I said it doesn't play out the same way. Holy fuck, this guy doesn't understand that the games are different. Holy shit.
It doesn't play out the same way because they're heavier on fuel. Much, much heavier. You know, we did a 1% fuel fight in DCS. Like out of it as a joke, DCS Dogfighter set up a server 6, like a 6 server with 1% internal fuel. Like the jets were set to like infinite fuel, so the fuel doesn't run up, but they were all at 1%.
What the fuck?
And just for fun, just to try it out. And guess what? It was Monkey Pool City. No one was gonna energy fight because the jets are so on steroids. No one is gonna do that. And War Thunder jets are basically that, right? They're basically DCS jets on steroids.
Oh, also
and
remember.
This is why energy fight.
You also have to remember, like in War Thunder, we have superhuman pilots and planes that can pull 15 Gs.
Yeah.
So like I think
Isn't like the level 1 pilot
And
like, the
airframes
most
that don't
realistic
snap as
pilot?
easily.
yeah, the airframes don't snap. Like
Isn't the
basically that.
level 1 pilot like the most realistic or something, or what?
I have
Oh
no
yeah,
idea.
this is also where I get absolutely aura farmed, I think. In fact, I can actually hear my voice. I will get so aura farmed, you'll see in a second.
Damn, Jod, I thought you were a good player, man. Oh, you had a shot. I mean, I guess just
Yeah, I
bad
think
luck.
I missed. No, watch what happens. I get a couple of shots, but I missed here.
Damn, bro, he put you in a clip.
Holy fuck,
We agreed to record.
that's actually so cool to watch. Like, it actually feels like the flanker is heavy on DCS, not like War Thunder. That is
And like, you have to use the
cool.
engine. You have to use split throttling to try and get the shots here. And
Oh,
you,
no.
will, you will see I will do some split throttling here as well.
No cover button
Like you
either.
can see. There is Cobra button, but we just like use it sparingly.
Ooh, that looked like a very weird stall almost.
Yeah, I mean the flanker can also wing stall if you pull extreme AOA. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, similar to War Thunder. And here we are so slow. And I think somewhere around here he does the most crazy aura farm on me of like it's funny. You'll see.
Does the flanker also have no rudder here in this game?
No, it doesn't. Above 26 degrees of AOA, it loses all rudder. You have to use the split throttling basically to get it to rudder.
Ah.
But it's very, very good at split throttle control. Like you see how we're like yawing here? That's because what we are split throttling. That's how they work.
Yeah, I just saw black smoke coming from
Okay,
a
I try to
single
go for
engine.
a pull, but it doesn't work. He tries to go for a shot here, and I think he might have overcooked it. No, I think that was just too much inside his radius. Yeah.
Holy fuck,
Pull the
y'all,
cover
just
button.
kill him. What are you doing?
Pull the Cobra button, dude.
Here, watch what happens, dude. So here I get a
He's-
shot,
he's-
right?
he's
Nope.
using the- he's
He
using
falls
the
backwards
F-15.
and kills me.
Yo, that's actually tough.
He pulled a simply
He'll
simple.
show it in third person. He'll show it in third person here.
So
like,
he literally
here-
just like stalled enough to fall backwards. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
he-
that's
he
crazy.
He idled his engines. You see the smoke coming out? Like I'm full burner. I'm trying to go for the shot. He stalled himself out, so he doesn't overshoot on my nose.
Yo, that
That's
is
an insane
actually
shot, I
so
won't
cool.
lie. Yo, that's actual aura right in front of the sun. Crazy work.
Yep.
Crazy work.
Yeah, like here
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna win. I was like, okay, I have him dead to rights here. My nose is falling onto him, and he's like, nope.
No, you're not. Bro.
Yep.
Yikes.
I think the only way that could have been like even more aura if it was like an eclipse.
Yeah, I mean, that fight was maximum aura. Like that was that like if people like ask me like what is like the pinnacle of like flanker dogfighting in DCS, I usually show them this clip right here.
All right, well, this guy probably is probably saying that we're not reading the thing he asked properly. So I want to go back to his very first messages and read again what he's trying to say. Okay, say, well, maybe I'm just way more retarded than I thought. I just cannot read. So I'm streaming the thing, Yacht. If you want to watch it, I'm gonna get rid of this.
Let me actually open the screen.
Yeah.
Let me read the guy's comments.
So the first comment is, why do you guys always get into slow fights so quickly? I come from DCS, and fights just don't play out like this, even in the flanker versus the Jeff, which is the closest to the J-10 based on the gun issue. Well, comparing one plane to the other on two completely different games is not the same thing. I guess the gun issue is definitely a share across games, but everything else about the planes is so different. It's weird to watch. F-16
blast.
I'm just gonna keep reading some of the comments. Like all of his comments is back to back. You get all the context.
Yeah.
You guys are immediately throwing energy away off the merge and not even attempting to recover most of the time because there's no need to. War Thunder is just fucking bullshit UFO thing.
I mean, I don't think we are disagreeing with this guy. Like this guy says, he says plays out differently, and we literally said the same thing, right? He said that they do play out differently. That's what we are saying as well. Right?
I don't understand. I don't understand what he's saying by not even attempting to recover. Well, because if I extend away a little bit too much, I give him separation and he snipes my shit. So I have to keep the separation tight. Yeah.
Same with him. Why do you guys get into a slow fight so quickly is because the planes are so light. And they will get into slow fights so quickly. And because they're light, right? Like, you're not... Like, when you're light, when you're on 30% fuel, you're not going to stay high speed all the time. This idea that we're going to stay high speed and he's going to get the shot and he's just going to kill me, it can happen if that's a rate fight. But the thing is, a skilled opponent isn't just going to let you kill him at high speed. That's not going to happen. It will get to a slow fight. At high levels, you will get into slow fights. A good opponent will not just let you gun him at high speed. If you get gunned at high speed, you either messed up so much that you basically gave him a free shot, you didn't pull properly, you didn't pull enough, or you did what you just deliberately tried to rate for the sake of rating.
You know what? I want to add something that happened to me like a month ago. I ended up dueling Bertz. Do you know who he is? Bertz?
Yeah. Skill issue from DCS, yeah.
Yeah, literally the very first time I dueled against him was Hornet Symmetrical. Probably not the funniest matchup, but we dueled Hornet Symmetrical, and it was literally my very first time dueling against him. And I think I won by around 2-1, but that doesn't really matter too much. The thing that matters is that one of the main things that I noticed in the way he was playing is that he was being a little bit too reliant on energy fighting to the point where he was basically like taking the energy fight for granted, and he was retaining way more speed than he should. And I don't know what kind of opponents he has fought against in War Thunder, but I would imagine I'm one of the very, very few opponents he's ever fought that actually has autistic enough aim to just snipe him from 1 kilometer away. And I actually did that.
You're not gonna... Also, like, if you see him go fast, you're not gonna blow all your speed instantly, right? If you see him go fast, you're gonna retain just enough speed to actually get a reliable gun solution and, like, you know, have reliable closure on him, right? That's another thing, like, you're not brain dead. The reason why the flights play out differently, which again you just asked, is because we just explained to you. They are very, very light jets compared to DCS. First of all, that. Second of all, the flight models are different. The physics are fundamentally different, right? War Thunder physics are like DCS physics on steroids. War Thunder planes can maneuver at slow speeds like a thrust vectoring Su-30, pretty much, right? And again, going back to this BFM, like the concept of dogfighting, a good opponent will not let you gun him at high speed. Like, one of the opponents will be at slow speed. He will try to make you overshoot. He will try to force a scissor. He will try to do something to not let you, like, get you to overshoot. Because if he just tries to rate, like, if you just try to play energy and try to recover energy, either one guy loses or the other guy gets gunned, right? Which we did see, by the way, right? We tried to play energy. We tried to play, like, kind of how it plays on DCS. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in this game because everything happens much faster. At high level, you will get into slow fights.
Hold on, I want to see something real quick. I want to find some of the clips that I have. I think I might still have them of those duels I had against him. But yeah, like what was basically happening with him, like the very first like 10 rounds, like I was like he killed me once on the very, very first one, and then I won like the next 9 like back to back because he was being too reliant on energy fighting. And like every single time he gave me a little bit too much separation, I basically just pulled into him and immediately went aggressive, and I would not let go of his 6 ever, and I just eventually killed him. And I think there was like maybe 2 or 3 occasions where he was taking his high speed too much for granted, to where it kind of it didn't really feel like he was rate fighting me. It kind of just felt like he was flying fast while ignoring me, because he was assuming I was.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, he was basically assuming assuming that I
you
was
guys
not
are
gonna hit the shots.
misunderstanding what I was trying to say. It's not. I'm not trying. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not trying to tell you how to fly in the game. I was only curious, like what the differences were, and
which we explained, right?
Yeah, which you explained. Which I wasn't arguing with that though, like at all.
So
I was just trying.
The question.
So the question was, I was wondering why you guys got so slow so quickly off the merge, because I noticed after you merged, you would start dropping speed, and then it would just get into a slow fight immediately. And that's not how DCS fights.
I think one way to describe that is because
hold on. Let me finish what I was saying. There was a point later where you explain the differences in the flight models and the fuel, the et cetera, and said that, DCS fights, I forgot what the order of things was, but essentially you showed me a low speed fight in DCS and said it played out the same way. And it's like, and you said that I said it doesn't happen in DCS. That's not what I was saying at all. Okay. I wasn't trying to say that at all. It does happen in DCS. It just happens later in the fight, typically.
Yeah.
So I was just curious why it was happening sooner rather than later, and that's it.
That's fair. Yeah, I
have a very quick answer. I'm gonna say it really quick before Jod says his. But if we're in a dogfight, we just merge. We both have a decent amount of speed, and I just start cashing in a little bit of energy for position. Well, if he doesn't cash in energy, he just means that he's allowing me to gain position on him, which means I'm just gonna start getting closer and closer to the 6, just to go aggressive and go for a shot. So if my opponent gives me separation by not pulling and just kind of ignoring me, then I'm just gonna ride on his 6 until I kill him. So one of the main things to keep in mind, at least in War Thunder, because flight models are bullshit and pilots are superhuman, is that if Yod was to energy fight me and he retained a little bit too much speed without cashing it in, and I decide to cash it in and I have autistic aim, I can just maintain my aggressive position on his ass forever, and he's basically just throwing. So
moreover, like the matchup that we're in, the J-10 can't even energy fight the flanker, which we showed.
Yeah.
Like, the flanker will get nose on.
I actually need to go back and watch that video of you guys trying to energy fight, because I didn't get to take it in.
So we do have some footage of us energy. Like I'm sure there's some clips, like some of our previous duels where we're energy fighting. But again, like it really all just boils down to what I said. Like, it's just the fuel differences, right? The flight models are on steroids, right? So for example, let's say you take a DCS merge. Like, let's take one of the most like far away from War Thunder merges. So generally in DCS dogfighters,
I understand, man. Like I
the slowest
completely
merge,
agree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Like I have a lot of hours in DCS, like well over like 3,000. I actually know Trigger personally.
Do you go play in dogfighters a lot?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool.
I know Stack Out.
Yeah. So you generally know the flow. Yeah. So what we're basically saying is, to get back to my explanation, right? Let's take the Viper versus Viper fight in DCS dogfighters, right? Compared to the Hornets, Mirages, and stuff, pulling of the Viper is punishing. Would you agree with that? Like, pulling early in the Viper is punishing.
Pulling early in the Viper?
Like, let's say you're doing Viper versus Viper, one guy.
Oh, Viper versus Viper? Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. So Viper versus Viper, right? The fight happens very, very slowly, right? Both parties are doing their game plans very, very slowly, right? So, for example, in DCS, you merge. Let's say starting speed 500 knots in the Viper, right? The other guy merges at a similar speed because he sees the speed on the FCR. You merge. The guy pulls 10.5. He max pulls, right? And he bleeds himself down to 330. You ease your pull, right? And you're over the top at around 400, right? Mm-hmm. This difference in DCS is already enough to give the energy fighter enough of an advantage. In War Thunder, this difference is nothing. That Viper on the bottom will just fucking pull in at while holding 10G and just fucking gun you, dude. So that's basically the gist of it.
Yeah, that
So
makes
that's the
sense.
thing. Yeah. So when because I started DCS first and got into War Thunder later, and if I'm sure Sin remembers, like when I first started War Thunder, I was very much energy fighting, similar to how Skill Issue was energy fighting. I was very much energy fighting a lot. I was pulling in very late because I was just not used to it. But the fight transitions so much faster than DCS, right? I'm sure you've seen Viper versus Viper fights in DCS as well, where the Vipers are like at the end of the fight, at 4 minutes of the fight, they're sitting there in a slow speed scissor trying to get each other to overshoot because no one can get guns on. That's basically what it is, but it just happens at a much faster rate.
It can happen like that at the beginning too. It depends on the type
what the
of
pilots
merge,
want to do.
because
Yeah.
it's mainly, but what enables that is the Vulcan itself, because you can get away with a lot, even going low speed in the Viper, just because of the Vulcan and the amount of turning room that it restricts on your opponent because of its reach.
The main issue with the Viper is just in its bleed rate. Like compared to other planes, it'll bleed so much speed, and the thing is because it's not competitive in sustained turn rate, right? It's not competitive in sustained turn rate. It's not competitive in instantaneous turn rate. And it's not really competitive in like the AOA control or slow speed control either, although it has a very good roll rate. It's excellent at rolling. So if you do try to pull that on like a different fighter, they will just force you to the slow speed where they're better, right? And they will also just fight. This is also actually a good reason why we are energy fighting, by the way. Or sorry, why we're slow speed fighting. Because his plane is actually, the flanker is actually better than the J-10 at slow speed fighting. Like the J-10, it can pull in a lot, it bleeds very less, but as you saw us talking on the stream all day, it has these very, very, it just has this very clamping pull at the slow speed where it just cannot cash in for the final shot, right? So it can't energy fight, really. It can't pull in, but the flanker has 100 degrees of AOA. So if I challenge him to a slow speed fight, right?
Yacht, you need to watch my stream right now. Look, these are the duels. These are the duels that I have with Yacht, and I want you to take a look. I want you to take a look at this merge. Right, so this is Spurts, and I just want you to look at the way he is just gonna retain speed too much. Look at the separation he's giving me. So you can see he's just retaining way too much speed and just basically just giving me the angle in here for free. And I think he's kind of gambling too much on the fact that I'm gonna miss, but I don't.
Yeah.
He doesn't even jink. He just ignores me. And he's dead. So, if I decide to go aggressive on him, and especially on planes like the Hornet that have so much nose authority at basically all speeds, I got nose on him, and he was definitely going very fast. He was trying to also go up to just kind of run away from me a little bit, but I think he just gambled a little bit too much on me just missing the shot. And I think he did that for way too many rounds in a row, basically going 1 to 12 and basically just at the very beginning of the duel.
It just boils down to he was not used to War Thunder, right? He came from DCS,
that's very valid. Yeah, that's very valid.
He's used to different kind of flight models, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And because of that, and as you get more accustomed, everything happens faster. And
yeah,
he actually combat, right?
Yeah, he told me that.
Sounds like you're telling me that most of the planes in this game are closer to the to the Hornet in DCS in terms of how they fly and retain energy. So
you take the DCS and you give it you take the DCS Hornet, you give it cocaine, and that's War Thunder planes.
That honestly explains everything.
Yeah.
So to further drive the point home, just to show you how bullshit the flight models are, dude. So you know how the Hornet has a sustained turn rate of around 21 degrees per second in DCS, sustained. The Rafale in this game gets 22 degrees per second at stall speed.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
The F-18 Super Hornet has 22. It has a better rate at its lift boundary than it does at its actual rate speed.
Actually,
showing the F-18 flight, F-18
18E. So
consult the curves.
Consult the curves. Hell yeah. Let me actually show you all this bullshit.
It's right there, dude. The F-18E block 2. It was right there.
I missed it. Yeah. All right, get the fuck out of my face. Calculate.
I've got a EM chart here.
The SCP actually goes up the slower you get.
You see that? The curve goes up to the left. So you are literally...
That's pretty ludicrous.
It's literally optimal to monkey pull in the Hornet in the F-18E.
So just in case anyone who doesn't really know how to read these charts, this is basically like a turn rate chart. The higher the number is, the more degrees per second of turn you're getting. And then these values called SEP basically indicate how much energy you're losing for that particular turn. So for example, in this particular point at 880 kilometers per hour, you're losing 1200 feet per second of energy, and you're only getting 31 degrees per second of turn.
At 13 G, most importantly the G. That's 13, how fucked up the flight models are.
You're probably 13 Gs, and then as you get slower, you're actually getting more turn rate for that exact same amount of energy lost. So basically,
even though the G is lower,
your energy retention improves the more AOA you pull.
Yeah, it's fucked. The War Thunder flight models are fucked. Like
there's also something about the Hornet's engine making more power than it should.
Oh yeah, so
there's a lot of other bad.
There are official figures, like actual official figures of how much power the Hornet engines produce in real life, like on the bench. So the engine is outside on a test bench or whatever, and they just fire it up. Like it's just not installed in the plane; it's just on a bench, right? And it produces a certain amount of thrust. Well, that's a public figure, and it's on some manual somewhere in there. And then in War Thunder, the engines installed inside the Hornet in War Thunder produce more power than the one on the bench. So it literally has.
A reason why, even though the information is out there, why do they still make the flight model like this? I mean, I haven't played War Thunder since World War II.
Profound mental intelligence.
Well,
because the War Thunder devs are genuinely retarded and just do not listen to the community.
I don't think it's that.
It's not even that.
It's so. First of all, I think War Thunder is just limitations, right? Because we were talking about this in the fight. In fact, this is a game made for props, right? Originally, like for props, like World War II era props. It comes from the same engine that IL-2 Sternorik does, right? Yeah. And basically, as you get to these like higher level fighter aircraft, these like 4th generation fighter aircraft, where you're dealing with like 13 Gs, like supersonic speeds and stuff, the engine kind of just falls apart. So and they get these like ludicrous, basically numbers. So even though they try to make it realistic, it's not that they don't. It's just that it's gonna break somewhere, basically. So we know, for example, that based on real documents, that the Super Hornet is worse than the Legacy Hornet in terms of like ACM maneuvering scenarios, right? It has worse acceleration, worse maneuvering. In this game, it's better because the engine probably sees the extra lifting area on the Hornet, but it doesn't account for the sustained drag or the intake changes. Like it doesn't have those kind of advanced modeling because there's so many planes. There's probably no way they could do it.
No, I just want to say something. Of course, I'm not an expert on DCS or anything like that, but on any kind of video game that tries to focus too much on realism, like trying to make things as realistic as possible, even in something like DCS, is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube that is basically just impossible. So, say for example, you have a Rubik's Cube that has 6 faces. Of course, it's a cube, but you can only solve like 5 phases at most, and then the 6th phase is gonna be a fucking mess. But then if you try to put a little bit of effort into making the 6th phase a little bit more shiny and polished so it doesn't look as ugly, then you break another 3. So trying to achieve perfect realism, so to say, it's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube that's messed up.
None of like the modern flight models in DCS are.
I would imagine they're not realistic, but in the case of War Thunder, it's like even worse. In the case of War Thunder, like the way everything is implemented, like you can only afford to solve 4 phases of the cube. In DCS, you can solve 5. So well, maybe they're a lot more realistic in that sense. They can solve 5 phases, but War Thunder can only solve 4. It doesn't matter how ugly the last 2 look. If you move something, you mess everything up. You basically just push one button and something else pops off somewhere. Like you fix something, you break another 2. So that's one of the main reasons why overall flight models in War Thunder are so fucking bullshit, because it's basically a video game that had been designed for props, and as they introduce more and more modern shit, especially 4th generation fighters that are supposed to be like unstable overall, and they require a flight control system. Like none of that shit is implemented in this game. We don't literally have no flight control system limitations. Like the F-16 is a fucking UFO. You can exceed the maximum AOA, and it's never going to stall. Literally.
Yeah, you can pretty much.
The F-16 one is a recent change, though. They had it implemented at some point, and then they were like, we're going to remove it.
Well,
and then they were going to re-implement it.
Yeah, they had damping, right? That it didn't pull. It pulled. It was like the DCS Viper kind of where it didn't pull. It's above the specific AOA.
Yeah.
But for example,
It was
the
realistic.
thing though is, yeah. But the thing is, for example, that it would still not, like it would still not behave the way it should. It would still kind of overperform a lot, in the sense that,
Yeah.
Javers, is your name Javers, or can I call you?
Oh
Javers?
yeah, you got it.
Cool. I'm sure you've deep stalled the Viper at some point, right? In
Mm-hmm.
DCS. Yeah. So you know how much of a bitch it can be to get
There's
out.
a position
right?
you can get into it where you're basically just stuck there.
Yeah, exactly, right. So you got to use like the MPO switch to fucking try to
Yeah.
get the nose rocking back and forth. That doesn't even happen in War Thunder. In War Thunder, you exceed the critical AOA of the Viper. It's like, okay, I can just pitch back down. Cool. Or like
Yep.
it'll like do like a quick flat spin and then immediately recover. That's basically. So you can kind of abuse these like extreme areas of the flight model, which you can also do in DCS. But in War Thunder, it's just that turned up to 11.
No consequences.
Yeah, no
The consequences are significantly lower or almost non-existent on some
Warthunder's
planes.
engine also from like the early 2000s.
Another thing is that like to further add to this, there's things like manual control in War Thunder. In DCS, you can turn off flight control systems on certain jets. Like there's the specific switch in the back on the Hornet and stuff.
Right.
But it's so risky, you pretty much depart. It's pretty much not worth it. You get a tiny bit of extra performance for so much instability. Like no one pretty much does it. In War Thunder, completely opposite. There are so many planes where manual control is actually necessary to get the max out of the broken flight model.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, for example, the Hornet in manual control in
it
War
sounds
Thunder
like
can
fun.
pull. Yeah, dude, the Hornet in War Thunder in manual control, you can get up to 100 degrees of AOA, 110 degrees.
Backwards.
And and you can recover. Like you will, like maybe 500 feet, you'll recover. That's it. No consequences. So
Right.
yeah, it's basically this super arcadified dogfighting. So that's probably why like you might not be used to it.
Yeah,
I mean, it just like I said, it just looked weird to me. Coming in
Engines.
100%
Also,
from
engines just like never
DCS.
stall out.
Yeah.
And I'm not
To be
like some
fair,
sort
like-
of DCS elitist or something where I'm like, oh, your flight models suck. You're not even flying the real shit. Like it's
Yeah, it was just mainly just
No,
curiosity.
like
yeah.
be completely
get-
like I completely
yeah.
misunderstood you like in the comments. I was trying to like,
Yeah, no.
make
It's
it into a
hey,
big
it's
measuring
it's,
contest.
it's
and
all
it was
good.
wrong.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sure you get a lot of people in your comments that are
Too many, sorry.
actually
Too
you
many,
know,
yeah.
Yeah, that's basically
So-
basically. So we thought like, oh, here we
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
another guy coming. Oh, yeah, you
Oh,
guys are
no.
actually not fighting
Hey, man.
correctly, you know. So
It's not like this
I
in
get it.
DCS, guys.
It's all good. It's all good. I get it.
yeah. So
I just
but yeah,
wanted to,
no,
I
you're
saw the
chill,
Discord
you're-
in the about section. I was like, I'll just come in there and I'll talk to him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. That's awesome. Like the
Yeah.
fact that you actually reached out to us, you actually joined VC. Like you're cool. Like nah, it's fine. Yeah, I apologize from my side for instigating, and we pretty much don't even disagree. It's just like you were just wondering why this happens, and yeah, this is the reason. When your SEP curves, like on the EM diagram, are so fucking flat that you actually increase in turn rate at slow speeds, they're pretty much like energy fighting is almost kind of. Because the whole idea of energy fighting is you keep your G and you keep your turn rate, right? And there's also separation and stuff. But the main thing is that you keep that turn rate going, right? You keep that nose going across the horizon. Well, in War Thunder, you can be stalling out. Your nose is going to go across the horizon regardless. You're pretty much never stuck, right? Like
That's what it seemed like when because I was noticing how slow you guys were getting, especially in the flanker, and I have a lot of experience in the flanker and DCS, and I was like, how are you even? How is your speed still? How are you still accelerating at this point? Like, what is happening here?
Exactly. So you can do all kinds of bullshit, and you can immediately recover. And this is why you go to get into slow speed fights, because there's no penalty pretty much. Like you can do dumb flat spin. I mean, you see all the J-10 doing dumb flat spins, and it's just like it casually recovers. It's that's War Thunder for you, dude.
If you flick a plane the right way, you can literally make it do a backflip.
The thing is also whether or not going slow has penalties or not also depends on the matchup. Because if let's say for example we're playing a random enduring confrontation match, just a normal PvP lobby, whatever, and if I'm in a fucking F-16C and my opponent is a flanker and I get slow too early, like I'm basically fucking dead.
Right.
However,
I mean, I assume there's still enough variance there that you have to keep energy.
However, if I'm flying the F-16C and my opponent is an F-15C, which is a fucking fat pig, then I would have no issues going slow because I know the plane is better.
Yeah.
So I can basically just go slow against the guy, which also forces him to go slow because if he gives him separation, I'm gonna snipe their ass. Basically,
the F-15C is a fat pig in this game. That's interesting.
It's not necessarily a fat pig. For DCS standards, it's very good. It's very strong, but because the other planes are basically even bigger UFOs, right?
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's basically.
No, because I was gonna say because like going
They're
slow
like
against
the
an
one of
F-15C and DCS is usually pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it can be pretty dangerous. But
Yeah,
like,
just-
dude, you take the DCS Mirage, which is like super strong at slow speed.
Oh,
you
man.
put it in this game,
Keep
it's
that
gonna be
one.
dog shit. It's gonna be like people are gonna be like, what the fuck is this piece of shit? Like, you know.
Actually, just to
people are
give you-
gonna walk all over
That's
it.
actually
Just to give you a
crazy.
perspective, Javers, just to give you a perspective, like during 2024, planes like the F-15C and the F-16C, which currently are not super duper fantastic, they used to dominate the absolute living shit out of the entire game in modern combat because their flight models were literally the best in the game, except for the Gripen. So you might think like right now in War Thunder, these American planes are honestly kind of mid or even dog shit. Like the F-15C is absolute fucking dog shit. But ever since 2024, Gaijin has added so many more planes to the opposition. So here in War Thunder Sim, we also have kind of like Red 4 and Blue 4 overall. So Blue used to dominate the absolute living shit out of Red. But ever since 2024, Gaijin has added so many different vehicles for Red that are actually modern and they have the ability to fight back. And they also ended up fixing the flanker fly model because it used to be genuine fucking dog shit. It used to lose to the F-15C in every single regime, just to give you an idea.
Lucky.
And like ever since, like basically American planes have gotten power creep significantly.
Yeah, like
massive.
pretty much what happened to War Thunder is it was kind of in the state where DCS is, where like the F-16C and the F-18C are kind of like the competitive BVR kings, and like, you know, the F-15C is also there. But then the Rafale entered. Then the Su-30SM came. Then the
Eurofighters, Eurofighter and Rafale,
you know,
same update, December.
Yeah,
This is,
exactly.
I mean, I've heard, is this? I heard something about like an Iron Dome strategy in BVR.
Oh,
where you're, like, shooting down each other's missiles. What's that all about?
So basically, the problem in this game is radars are so fucking reliable at tracking missiles, and your missiles are so reliable, you can reliably shoot down missiles. I'm saying you can shoot down 12 missiles from 5 miles. Like if somebody shoots 12 arrows at you, you can shoot all 12 of them down with your radar.
Find the clip. Find the video from Squishface that he put on YouTube.
I might have to come back and play some War Thunder, man. That sounds
where he does the thing in the Gaijin. Find the Squishface video.
I'm gonna find
like
it. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah,
So
that's one of the few videos that like perfectly explains what it's like, because now you need to explain J-ing out and what that does for the economy.
So basically what happens is, like, you know, normally you get shot at by a radar missile, right? Your RWR lights up, right? You do something. You try to crank, you try to defend, you try to dive, or you try to notch, really. You do some maneuvering, right? In War Thunder, if you really want to kill someone, what you can do is you can just fly straight. You keep your radar pointed at them. You see the missile launch on radar. You select it. You fire your missile. Shot down. You do that. You keep flying straight at him, and then you give him a 9M side aspect, and then he dies. Like that's the War Thunder strategy. Or both people are doing this. Both run out of missiles, and then it's a merge.
Yeah. So
because they're both Iron Doming.
Stream the video. I want to see his reaction live.
I just pinged him. Okay, well, watch
I'll
my
watch
stream
it on
then.
your stream. Yeah, I'll watch it on your stream.
Like absolute peak.
You can
bro.
watch in screen
Holy.
share. You can watch here. That's same as screen sharing, actually.
Yeah. All right. So let me make sure it's in full quality. There you go. So this little interface to the right is the radar, and all of those are contacts, and then the one on the left is just the RWR. But I want you to focus on the radar, right?
Okay.
Also, this is before they buffed the NCTR that showed you what targets was what.
All right, just for context, so this is well, I guess an ex-friend of ours. Well, it's a content creator for War Thunder Sim, and he's flying the Eurofighter, and he has 6 AIM-120s, and he is about to engage an enemy Su-30 SM-2, which has a total of 12 Fox trees. It has 12 R-77-1s.
Jesus.
So in this case, well, he just fired a couple. I think you can see the little dots in the radar, but our guy here already fired a couple at the enemy. And this little bracket here is the no escape zone. So you can see the enemy is balls deep in the M120's no escape zone. So our guy here should have the advantage.
Yeah. Also, like, watch the kill feed light up on the bottom right in a second. So he shoots a couple of missiles. Look at that kill feed go up.
All right. Yeah. So
watch. No, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let the kill feed go.
Show him the HMS.
Oh my god!
Just wait. This is not even the full thing, dude. This is gonna get ridiculous. So all those missiles are firing. He pretty much emptied all his AMRAAMs. Look at that. Look
The
at
circles,
that.
the circles are
is
his
happening?
missiles,
Yeah.
and the triangles or the boxes are the
Look
enemy's
at that,
missiles.
dude.
Yes.
This is crazy.
That's pretty much
Oh
it.
no, pay attention. It's not
And then
over
watch
yet.
what
Pay
watch what
attention.
happens after. It gets
I'm
better.
still watching.
He notches the last few.
Yeah, our friend notched it perfectly.
Yeah, I saw it come across.
And then guess what?
Wait
my
for
God.
it. Wait for it.
We get to the other plague of War Thunder air sim in general.
He's just maintaining the notch perfectly as much as he can. And they merge. All of the enemy missiles miss, and look.
He punches.
He punches out. He
And
punches
gets
out.
He
He
ejects.
doesn't get the kill.
Yeah, he ejects. He ejects to deny the kill.
Oh
So
man,
that's
that's
War
rage
Thunder
induced.
right there.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's War
Like
Thunder
already
for sure.
people will just punch from like across the map if they know they've been launched on. But in this mode specifically, if he killed Squishface here, that flanker would not have punched. These guys only punch when they know they're what do we call it? I forget the phrase we use.
They
but
didn't
they're,
win. They didn't win too easily. They didn't win by spamming the button, and then they just fucking yeah.
There's a specific phrase we use for it, like the crutch. Their crutch just didn't work. Their crutch fell off, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna kill myself."
No.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
So
whammo.
Already, this bug looks so good.
the reason why we all hate Iron Doming so much is because you do all this work, right? You notch his missiles, you defend him, you use chaff, you use all your resources to defend him, and he just flies straight and just shoots all his missiles, bam, 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 and
I'm gonna be
that's it.
I'm gonna be quite honest. Like I'm probably one of the top dogs in Sim, at least for top tier. And as experienced as I am, and as experienced as many people in this server also are at War Thunder Sim in top tier, like if we face somebody on the enemy team that is actively doing that tactic against us, and we are trying to play the game normally and do BVR normally and notch and do all that stuff, we will be at a massive disadvantage. And we're talking about, say, for example, I have like 5, almost 6 years of massive autistic experience in this game. If I end up fighting against an Iron Domer who installed the game 3 weeks ago, I will be at a disadvantage and none of my skill is going to matter. Like the only way to counter Iron Dome is by either enduring a massive amount of workload and having a massive amount of skills to know exactly what to do and hope it works, or the only reliable counter is to also do it yourself. But the main problem is, depending on the plane you're flying, if you have less missiles than the opponent, you'll just fucking die.
I'm assuming it doesn't take much effort to do this Iron Dome thing.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
No. And the reason
It's literally
It's stare at the screen and hit 2 buttons.
like it's literally. Do you have your TDC bound off your radar that you can the cursor? Do you have radar controls bound? Oh, you do? Okay, that's it. You just look at the radar, you just like see the missiles coming off, and you just Iron Dome them. That's it.
Yeah, the thing is also like one of the main reasons why this tactic became so incredibly common is for the fact that the most advanced planes we already have in the game, they all have either PISA or AISA radars. And the thing is, these radars can basically just update every single contact multiple times per second because they don't have to mechanically steer the radar beam, right? So the very moment your radar, which is already incredibly powerful and has a fuck ton of range, like the very moment your radar detects a target or a contact, that's all it needs to happen. Like you only need to detect something once, and the radar is gonna maintain perfect track of it. It's gonna provide you with probably a dozen updates per second. So you basically have perfect situational awareness, like perfect parameters, perfect indication of absolutely everything in the airspace. So basically, because these radars are so incredibly fucking powerful and reliable, they can detect and track missiles perfectly. And because they can track missiles perfectly, that means you can fire your missiles at the missiles. And since you're getting like 10 updates per second, that means that your data link is going to be incredibly fucking accurate. And also, the other thing is, the best way to use this tactic is just fly in a straight line towards your opponent. Because if you fly in a straight line, you don't maneuver, neither has the enemy missile, which means your missiles have an easier chance intercepting it. So we literally have a fucking environment where the average fucking shitter that just engages in this tactic just flies in a straight line towards you because it's literally the most optimal way of doing it. And they just shoot down absolutely everything that you launch at them. And depending on the plane you're using, if you have less missiles than them, you fucking die.
So how do you fix this?
We don't play top tier.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
you play
You just don't even play it. Okay.
Or when you do, you stack. Because the other thing too.
You play at eras that where basically the plane radars are worse. They're like mechanical
Right.
radars, or they don't have as good radars, and that's how you fix it.
Yeah, that's
or
that's
Fox
the only way.
Fox 1 brackets, like Fox 1, because well, you know, they have to unlock the missile, and like then you can give them 2 Fox 1s, and then they'll have trouble. But
Ajin
even
has
there,
like no interest in doing anything about this.
No, it's been a year. No, it's been a fucking year.
the problem is, So the problem is,
oh boy,
no. It's not been a year since Iron Dome. It's been Iron Dome started like December, just after they kind of introduced the AZAs, December, January.
I mean, kind of. We're already in August, bro.
Like people would do it, but not like to the same extent.
Or it would be accidental sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of times it ended up being accidental because you fire an infrared missile to some dude, and he was already distracted shooting at somebody else, and then they fire a
especially
missile
with
themselves.
like ETs.
Yeah.
Because like ETs are like you launch them from such long range that they'll tend to pick something up. And the other thing I wanted to mention too is it's not just like one player alone in something like the SM2 because of its radar and the number of missiles it has. That alone is already oppressive. Now imagine a team with like 4, 5 people doing that. Like they're literally AWACSing all the missiles down. And often with the SM2's radar being so off-bore, and again, it's not just to say Red 4 will do it, everybody does it now. It's like they can just do it from over the shoulder and then run away. And if you break off enough to defend, you can't chase them back without getting shot down.
Yeah.
Right.
So for example, like the SM2's radar can offbore 120 degrees. It can look 120 degrees behind it, almost like it can basically look behind it. So he will just
can do that too. The most of the modern planes do that. Yeah.
So the Eurofighter, Gripen, and SM2, the Su-30 SM2, these 3 planes currently have these.
The SM2 is the best one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And and what they do is they will just beam you, and they can Iron Dome everything. They don't even have to put themselves at risk. It's already
that's
so,
the SM2 can literally fire R77-1s at you while flying away from you. And the thing is, the 77-1 can pull 50 Gs, and it has a lot of lift, so that thing pulls tight as fuck. So it
if
has
there's enough separation, you can still die.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Why it's so reliable is the missiles in War Thunder are very maneuverable. They're very, very maneuverable. Like, I'm sure you've onboard AMRAAMs in DCS plenty of times. Like, I'm sure you know how they maneuver. Take that, you take that, you crank it up to 50. That's War Thunder.
I was gonna say, do they have the same issues that the planes have essentially with the engine?
I'm not sure. Well, War Thunder has different kinds of missiles, right? In DCS, you have the very bulk standard Fox 3s. That you have the R77, you have the AIM-120C, the SD-10.
Yeah, but I know the R77 one's a different beast from the R77. So
So, and the R77 is a bit better, but you also in DCS, in War Thunder, you have 77-1s. You have the Mica, which is a thrust vectoring Fox 3. And
let me show you the Mica.
And the problem, and these missiles, they will make 100 odd degree offboard pull. Well, specifically the 77-1 and the Mica and the PL-12.
I can actually show him what the Mica does. I can actually show him.
Let me blow up your stream. I'm watching.
Yeah, like show him the most retarded
Oh fuck! I didn't take a missile. Hold on. I remember the load. I'm stupid. Hold on.
But yeah, because these missiles are they're very maneuverable, and the problem is also that for some reason, their intercept rate against other missiles is 100%, which just makes no damn sense, right? Because the intercept rate against other, even dedicated, actual Iron Dome systems, right, in the Middle East, even dedicated Iron Dome systems, they're not 100%, right? They miss. Here you have an airborne small radar on a plane with missiles, even smaller radars, perfectly homing in on other missiles, perfectly tracking them.
So just keep in mind, this missile I'm about to fire is the Fox 3, and it's also incredibly fucking lethal because, at least for us, for many people that watch my content or are on the server and I have practiced the game, many of us have already become very, very good at notching, which overall is not particularly difficult once you get the hang of it. So because notching is so easy, that means that PVR engagements are very unreliable, since it doesn't matter if you climb to orbit, you fire your AIM-120 at Mach 2, if it gets notched, it's going to miss. So that's the Mica. It's gonna do a whole U-turn. It's gonna miss. Hold on, let me make another launch. Where's the little plane? Where did it go? Fuck, I'm just gonna restart and find it again.
Don't you have the one from
assuming you're
testing?
Go ahead.
That one from when we were testing that one stream, explaining that guy BVR and radars and RWR and stuff. There's like a shot you have on me like notching in the Gribbon or in the SM2 while you see how the mic.
Oh yeah, I was actually explaining how to use the memory mode to fire the mic as how it works.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I'm gonna try to have a little bit more separation in here.
So is it a disadvantage in this game as well to be high altitude at high speed relative to someone low? Like when you're at like
not necessarily, but if you end up fighting against one of the fucking autists, like your BBR missiles are never ever going to hit. Like the only way to actually reliably kill people who are experienced at the game is to get up close and personal. And there are some missiles like the M120 that actually suck kind of badly at getting close.
Yeah, compared to these missiles that you've got here, like the Midas weird.
Yeah, keep in mind this is a Fox 3, and it's actually very lethal because it accelerates like a fucking bitch, so it gives you very little time to react.
Yeah. So the reason why the AMRAM is you have
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. It'll make that pull. Like it'll
that thing.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh, it hit him.
Yep, there you go.
It hit him.
Yeah,
what a turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically a 180.
Yeah. And the problem is, so the reason why the AMRAM is like the AMRAMs and like generally all the long range missiles suck in this game is because you can notch against the sky, right? In DCS you have to go down low, you have to notch down low.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at. Yeah.
So here, because you can notch against the sky, there's no reason for you to crank and dive. There's no reason for kinematic defense. You can just like, oh, he's firing at me, let me just turn 90 degrees, drop chaff.
Gotcha.
Because what the missiles do in this game is when there's a target against the sky, they disable their Doppler filter, so they see chaff a lot, and they bite chaff very easily.
Yeah, they bite chaff way too easily.
Yeah, and that's the reason. So it doesn't matter if you're at Mach 2 in a Eurofighter, you're launching AIM-120s, like a Rafale will get within like 10 miles of you, he will like fire a Mica and he will then throw left and like your missile.
And then it's just gone. Wow.
Yeah, so with this, because notching is overall so reliable and it basically works at all altitude. As a matter of fact, notching at high altitude is actually recommended in this game because that's how vertical notch is the most effective. But
I would still say that's kind of better in a way than DCS, because DCS you have the problem where you'll be winning BBR engagement, right? And as you get closer and closer to the merge, and you're pushing the guy to lower altitude, there's a point where you're actually at a disadvantage, even though you were winning the entire BVR fight, if you're still at high altitude, because he'll notch your missile and he'll shoot a missile back at you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, like Jot has said a lot of times, it's kind of the same in here, but you just rank it up to 11. Because here, notching works just reliably across all altitudes. And as a matter of fact, I would actually kind of encourage you to notch while flying at medium or high, because the missiles biting into chaff becomes a lot easier.
Yeah. So if you look at my stream here, just to show you just how retarded it is to notch like at high altitude.
Let's watch the stream.
So this is me playing in a realistic battle, right? You can see 11 kilometers to me. There's a Su-30, there's a Su-30, and there's an EF-2000 ASA. They're both pushing me, right? And look at how little chaff I have, right? In DCS, you'd be dead. Like here, I'd be dead. Like I'd be dead in the water, right? Just look at how easy it is to notch missiles in this game. Remember how little chaff I have, and
is this that one? Is this that one match when we were doing RB? Oh,
so he fires one missile. He fires another missile. So I have 4 chaff, by the way, 3 missiles, and 4 chaff is enough to defeat them all.
Perpendicular, and the missiles just miss. Yep. Interesting.
The guy overshoots and died to a PL8.
Yeah, this one is gonna miss.
He does.
The other guy's gonna die to a Mica, and this one is gonna die to my PL8 after. Like I hit the Cobra button. But yeah. Basically,
so wouldn't it be smarter to get it closer to the person and try to
exactly
before shooting the missile?
Exactly.
Yeah, all the fucking autists here have learned to get up close and personal, because it's the only distance where people actually explode.
Right.
Pretty much.
I guess like BVR can sometimes be very effective, but it only really depends on the plane you have. So for example, I'm gonna show you the Eurofighter. It's probably the best BVR plane in the game overall. Like it's kind of the only plane in the game that actually makes BVR reliable, because this thing can go Mach 2 really easily, and it has A120 C5s, which have a lot of legs. But one of the main things of why this plane makes BVR so effective is because it has an AESA radar. So you can basically maintain perfect track of an opponent. Say, for example, I'm just going to shoot at this AI targets in there. So you can fire your missile, and because it has an ASA radar with a massive gimbal limit, you can basically just notch while maintaining your data link connection, which, by the way, receives like 1,000 updates per second, so it's incredibly accurate. So even if they notch your missile, your radar is still guiding it in through data link, and sometimes once the missile gets close enough to the target, and if it's notching, you might actually be able to pick it up for a moment and just hit it, or just trigger the proxy fuse. So
another reason why the Eurofighter is good at PBR is because it just drains the other guy's resources, right? It can shoot, it can go so fast, and it can shoot from AIM-120s from such a range where the other person has to notch your missiles. Meanwhile, the Eurofighter can just crank the other guy's missiles at Mach 2 and just kinematically defeat them. Like it doesn't even have to use chaff if it doesn't want to. That's the thing about the Eurofighter as well. But yeah, like generally, like the way like longer kills happens is usually like the guy either didn't defend it properly, he didn't see the missile coming because he was busy with something else, or like he was in his blind spot, or something like that. Generally, like if both players know what they're doing, no one's gonna kill each other above 10 kilometers. Like no one. Like neither party is gonna kill each other above 10 kilometers.
Yeah.
Unless they like mess up.
And another thing that, well, the Rafale is, in my opinion, at least one of the top dogs on EC in the game. So because this thing has thrust vectoring Fox 3s, of course they are fire and forget, and being fire and forget radar missiles, they love head-on aspects because they are pole-stopped or whatever. So something you can do with Rafale, being the best one in the game, is you can just notch people and just wait for them to get closer. Like, because notching is so effective and so easy, you can just basically notch people perpetually until they get close. And once they get close, none of their missiles have hit you. You can basically just fire a mica from inside the notch. And because the missile pulls in so aggressively and accelerates so disgustingly fast, they will have no ability to counter it. So let's say, for example, this little dude in here is an opponent and he's pushing me. I can just basically notch him like this. None of his missiles are going to hit. And once he gets close enough, he gets a mica to the face. And because the missile is so violent, they will not be able to notch in time.
Yeah, wow.
And the thing is, because it's coming from such an awkward angle and it's so close, he won't even have time to notch himself. Like he won't have time to like turn away. And yeah, that's basically how notch fighting works. And this is why, like, in this game, it's more beneficial to have a Fox 3 that's maneuverable rather than a Fox 3 that's long range for this game. With the exception of Eurofighters, because they can lob very long AMRAAMs and retain data link beyond 90 degrees.
Yeah, the only...
And then they can just crank as well.
Yeah, in my opinion, the only AIM-120 slinger that actually does BVR really fucking well is just the Eurofighter and nothing else.
Yeah, for that reason.
Like, there are planes like the F-15C and the F-16C.
Eurofighter get the meteor in this game?
Not yet, no. Those weapons are not in the game yet. But at a slightly lower BR, we have F-16C and the F-15C. They have the AIM-120A. It's pretty decent or whatever. But these planes have a mechanical radar. And also the gimbal limit is only plus minus 60. It's good and whatever. But these radars are a lot easier to notch. You can break the data link connection of the radar with the missiles by just notching it for like maybe 5 seconds. And then once the data link connection gets lost, then there's like all the reliability that this thing has had just goes out the window. And even if you wanted to maintain data link, because these gimbal limits are not as good as the Eurofighter, you will still need to be good nose on target the entire time.
Right.
Yeah.
So this kind of plane, like the plane is decent. Like this thing at the VR, it is like once you get fast, like Mach 1.2 plus, it does a really fucking good job at staying fast. So technically, it is like very decent at BVR. However, all it takes is just one single person on the enemy team to know how to notch, like maybe a member of this server or my viewers, whatever. They just join the enemy team on a plane that does a similarly good job at BVR than this, like J-11B and has PL-12s, which are basically M120s but more maneuverable. Like, the closer and closer this engagement gets, the more disadvantaged the American plane is going to be, because the M120s pull like shit up close.
Yeah, basically, the meta of this game just has devolved into, if your missile isn't maneuverable, it's shit. So, like, having range is actually, like, for example, the PL-15, Meteor, or R-37 would suck in this game, because they would just get notched, and they're not good at off-bore. So basically, So
they will only get notched though if they keep Seekers as weak as they currently are, and if they keep the maps as small. If they make big maps, and give them range, it's going to be like the NES for a Meteor is like 3 times that of a 120 at a good launch aspect. So we'll have to see. But if they implement them like that right now, they're getting cooked.
Yeah, I think
late stage booster on the Meteor.
Not even Nuke Thunder size, like a little bigger. Nuke Thunder size, like Nuke Thunder, you only get half the map when you think about it.
So the thing is, at the current state of the game that we already have 4.5 generation fighters. We have the Rafale, which is absolutely fucking insane. We have the Eurofighter. Like, these are basically like the newest, the most modern Eurofighters on the planet, basically. Actually, this one probably doesn't even exist because the one with the ASA radar is not even in the service. But anyway,
the British, it is with Britain, I think. No,
it is
the FGR4 ASA.
Small matches, yeah.
Yeah, so basically,
Captor
we basically already have some of the most modern planes that are not 5th gens, and the only things we're missing are the end of the line missiles. Like, for example, the Su-30 SM-2 is the most modern Russian plane in the game right now. It's absolutely fucking busted too, but this one is still using the R-73 from like the 80s, and the flare resistance is not like super good at all, and also thrust vectoring is gimmicky. So as a matter of fact, I would say every single thrust vectoring missile in the game is still underperforming in terms of snappiness and lift. But anyway, we don't have.
They just spin out.
Yeah, we don't have the R-77M, we don't have the R-37M, we don't have any of those because the game is just not adapted for that just yet.
Yeah.
So we basically we have the planes, we don't have the missiles yet.
Also, something that's like needs to be said is because everything in this game is basically gamified, and the way the meta works in this game, or the way the gameplay works out, is like, for example, like what would make US planes so good in real life is, for example, their networking capabilities, right? The fact that they're in, like, you know, their Link 16 abilities. That doesn't exist. There's no data link in this game, for example. So, yeah. Other than the radar giving the missile data link, but there's no like AWACS that's giving people like target feed information. Right?
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So basically, the gameplay of this game is a bunch of planes in a map, relying on their own radars. They have nothing else. They're just flying it's like just non-data link gameplay. A bunch of planes flying around the maps looking for each other, with notching against the sky, crazy flight models. And that's why the meta is the way it is, right? For example, whereas in DCS, right, you get on ground Sidewinder and you hop in, even in the FC3 Su-27, right, you have data link, right? You see people, so even though if your radar can't see them, right, you have data link. F-18C has data link, F-16 has link 16. So you have a lot.
The C doesn't, but yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing we have to data link is the helmet mounted display of some planes actually show friendlies. They don't show enemies though, but at least like because in this game mode you don't have any markers. You actually have to IFF manually every single target you see. Like, for example, there's a black dot in there in the sky, there's a plane, I need to IFF manually. Well, sometimes, like, if you're just roaming around in whatever part of the map and you see a plane, then with those helmet mounted display you'll be able to see if it's an enemy or not just by looking at the icons.
That's the kind of primitive data link you have. So, like, for example,
things the only thing we have.
Yeah, things that make the US planes strong in real life, or like makes a specific plane strong in real life, they're either toned down or gamified in right. So, like, for example, the AMRAAM and the other missiles are gamified to be very easily notched against the sky. They don't really have any kind of advanced ECCM. Right. And also, as Sin pointed out earlier, we have very modern planes in the game, like the SM-2 Rafale, all that stuff. But they're still using missiles from like the 2000s. For example, like all the latest American planes still use the C5 AMRAAM, right? Like from the 2000s.
We have the M120. We have the M120D, but it's basically a placebo. It doesn't really make any difference.
I was wondering about that when you said the 120C, and you're talking about how modern the planes are.
It's basically the D is essentially a C with more battery life in this game. That's it.
Yeah. So the M120D, the only difference is that this one has a lot more battery life. Like the physical kinematics are the exact same, just more battery. And it also has GPS guidance, which is also a placebo. Like GPS guidance, like from the way the developers explain it, is basically like inertial guidance that is a lot more accurate. So, for example, if you notch one of these missiles, like it will be able to approximate your estimated position a lot more accurately. Right. That's kind of it. It's basically a placebo.
So it requires you.
No. Yeah. The problem is that while it might require you, because it'll still get notched the exact same as a C5, so it'll still just bite chaff. And at the end of the day, at best you'll get more warnings. Like it'll be more of a nuisance in your ear with your RWR. It'll ping you for longer. Because it doesn't run out of battery, or it might require a couple more times. But from all the testing that people have done, like from like the other players have done here, it's pretty much it's almost no difference. So you have these gamified missiles with these gamified planes. Notching is the way it is, and and I wouldn't be surprised if DCS goes a similar route because I'm sure you've seen higher level BVR players notching in DCS. It's this kind of similar shit. Like you're
for years, man.
You're at 6 nautical miles, and they're like, okay, well, nice missile, bro. Like let me just let me just notch. And they don't, and the DCS they don't even need to use chaff. They just turn 90 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Just like,
I'm friends with a lot of guys, and I'm friends with guys in Harpy. I'm friends with guys in
45th.
What's it called? No, not 45th. The JF-17 Squadron, ETF.
Eclipse Squadron. Yeah, that's cool. Man. Yeah. So you basically know all the stuff I don't need.
They don't fly with chaff at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone in DCS. In DCS, if someone takes chaff, we call them retarded, right? Like what are you doing? Like, bring 100 flares, 120 flares, and just call it a
chaff
day,
is
right?
actually needed in here. Like, I think the missiles, like radar missiles, are incredibly difficult, almost impossible to notch at high altitudes if you don't have chaff. Like, you need chaff in order to open up the notch gates and actually be able to decoy them.
Down low, you can kind of notch them, but in this game, there's also a mechanic which is noob friendly, and a lot of like newcomers use it. It's called multipathing. Where if you're below 50 meters, all missiles will miss. Like radar missiles will just miss, unless they're from top down, where they splash you like.
They just did something about that recently, like a recent patch note.
I don't recall. I didn't keep.
I think. Does he know what? Do you know what the multipath effect is?
The what effect?
The multipath effect.
Sounds familiar, but no. Enlighten me.
All right. Well, basically, there's a plane in here. This is a plane. And this plane is flying at around, let's say, 45 meters from the ground. 45 meters. Mm-hmm. That's like 100 feet. And here is a bad guy, and he fires a radar missile, any kind of radar missile at you. Well, what happens is the radio waves of this radar are bouncing off of your plane. So there is a reflection that goes back to the receiver, but some of the other radio waves are bouncing towards the ground in front. And they bounce on the ground, and they also go back up. So the receiver receives two signals. There is a signal of a, say, invisible imaginary target that is under the ground. Because if you take a look at the origin of these radio waves, it kind of looks like they're coming from this direction, right? So the multipath effect is basically this phenomenon where the radio waves are bouncing all over the place, and they're basically just bouncing from the ground. And it's basically the same signal from the same target, but you have this one that is the actual real signal, and then you have the other one that is coming from the ground. And the multipath effect basically makes every single radar missile is forced to go for the one below. So every single missile is going to hit the ground.
Yeah. So we go back to the gamified argument, right? Like,
gotcha.
I'm sure the AMRAAM in real life, especially the D series and the C series, like they would have some advanced.
They're all immune. All that's
right.
In real life, they would be immune.
Yeah. In this game, they're all gamified. Just like with notching, they're all gamified. So they all get multipath the same, pretty much.
So I think the multipath altitude.
Yeah, I mean, I've understood
16.
this concept before. I don't think I've ever heard that term before. I don't know. Maybe our mutual friend has said that to us. Notice you're friends with Zergberger.
Yeah.
I believe it's called multipath in real life, but I haven't double checked. Well, it's basically this. So there's radio waves bouncing off the actual target, and they bounce everywhere. So you get one return signal coming from the actual plane from this direction. And then you have another return signal that is bouncing from the ground, and it makes the seeker believe there's an actual target coming from here too. But the game just forces the missile to always go for the one that is
bottom
the
one,
ground.
the fake one.
Yeah.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
And
if I recall correctly, this has been added to the ER in DCS, to the R27 ER with the full fidelity MiG-29 release. I think, if I recall correctly, where like they added multipath, but I'm not sure. I think some of my friends said that they added it.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure about that. That's the plane I've been flying the most lately, actually. So,
how do you like it?
Interesting. I love it. I mean, I mostly fly it in BFM because it's not really complete.
Yeah.
For
they added Lazor recently.
And that's cool, but it still needs more. I mean, it helps a lot, but it needs more.
I think it's just.
I mean, sometimes I'll fly it for a challenge on growling just to mess
Yeah.
around, but it's an uphill battle.
It's it's a very uphill battle. Even the
uphill battle
FCT
BFM
was
too.
doing that.
All right. I'm just gonna call the stream in here because I'm very hungry and I need to eat something. So the japping is very interesting, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to call it, so it's gonna be interrupted. But I guess if some of you guys want to keep hearing this guy's jab, you can just join the Discord and join the post channel before they leave. But I'm gonna call the stream here now. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.